Okay. Okay. Starting a little late today, sorry about that. But we're gonna get going now. Got Balatro today. Didn't have another game that sounded fun, so we're gonna continue our run with playing Balatro. Hmm. When last we played, I believe 2 weeks ago on Sunday, uh, we had been playing with the checkered deck to try to unlock some of the decks we had yet to unlock. And then, and the way we did that is by playing the checkered deck and then trying to play higher difficulties or higher stakes, as it's called in Balatro, of the checkered deck in order to unlock the rest of the decks. So, since then, I played a little bit on my own. So we went ahead and unlocked the painted deck by playing on the checkered deck green stake, I think. Wait. Yeah. So we played green stake on the checkered deck to unlock the painted deck, which was +2 hand size, -1 joker slot. Kind of an interesting deck, a little different than some of the other ones. And then we also played on the black stake difficulty and beat that in order to unlock the Anaglyph deck, which was also kind of a weird one for me. It plays very differently than some of the other decks. You get a boss, every time you beat a boss blind, you get to get a double tag, which is the ability to basically double up the next reward you get for skipping a blind. And it was a little difficult because it plays very differently. As I say, you want to kind of get an early lead and then just like keep skipping blinds so that you can use all the double tags you're getting. Anyway, as you can see, we beat both of those on the white stake difficulty. We still have 2 decks yet to unlock. We need to beat blue stake, and we need to beat orange stake to unlock them. So that's exactly what we're going to do. I think with the checkered deck, since that's what we have had the most ease beating the higher difficulties on. So let's just start off with checkered deck, blue stake, and this is -1 discard per round, as well as all the previous stakes. So red stake is the small blind gives no money. The green stake is the number of chips goes up faster, it scales faster. The black stake is eternal jokers are now in shops, which means that if you buy them, you cannot get rid of them. You have to play with them for the rest of the run, which can be good and bad. So sometimes it's good to have an eternal joker because there are cards or like things that say like destroy all other jokers to get this benefit. But if they are eternal, they actually can't be destroyed. So, but usually it's just like makes you think twice about buying a joker if it's eternal, because then you're like, oh, do I really want to be stuck with that for the entire run? And then blue stake is, as we see, -1 discard. So on blue stake difficulty, you have not only the -1 discard, but all of the previous difficulty additions altogether. So let's get right into it. The checkered deck is a little different than the normal 52 card deck. Instead of having the normal 4 suits with 13 cards of each suit, this deck only has 2 suits with 2 cards, 26 cards in each of those 2 suits. So we see instead of having 13, 13, 13, 13, we have 26 spades, 26 hearts, and none of the clubs and diamonds. What this means is that we are incentivized very heavily to go for flushes, because we just need 5 cards that share a suit, and there's only 2 suits in the deck. So pretty simple stuff. Our first boss is a little rough because it says all heart cards are debuffed, which means half the cards in our deck don't actually score. So this one is a little bit of a rough one. Luckily, we are going to be able to hopefully get at least a joker or 2 to increase our chip output before we get there. So we're not going to skip either of the blinds. We're going to get right into playing each round. All right. This is actually a straight flush, which is kind of nice because it means we only need 1 hand to beat this blind. You get more money the more hands you have remaining. base, you start with 4. You can play 4 hands, and you can discard up to 3 times each round. That can change based on what deck you're playing, but also with the blue stake difficulty that we're on, we also just have -1 discard in general, meaning that instead of 4 hands and 2 discards, we have 4 hands and, instead of 4 hands and 3 discards, we have 4 hands and 2 discards. So, gotta be a little more careful with that. This is an interesting first shop. The voucher's not viable right now. It's $10. We only have 7. But, like I say, we're trying to get jokers quickly so that we can increase our chip output before we have to fight the boss blind. This is an interesting one. All cards are considered face cards. By itself, this joker does basically nothing, actually, because just being considered a face card doesn't increase its value at all. I mean, it's literally nothing. However, this does work very well with certain other jokers. There are jokers that say, like, whenever you play a face card, trigger its ability twice, or whenever you play a face card, get some money or something. So this can be good. This is also an interesting joker. Again, not a chip increasing joker, but it is a way for us to kind of thin down our deck. So if we use our first discard to discard only 1 card, we remove it from our deck entirely, and we get $3. This can be good. However, with the checkered deck, when we already have kind of a decent setup to just play flushes, right? We have half spades, half hearts. We're basically set up to play flushes very easily. We actually don't really want to thin down our deck all that much. So neither of these jokers are that appealing to me right now. Sorry. However, we also have access to these packs. So we can get a different joker. We get to choose between 1 of 2 jokers if we buy the $4 pack, or 1 of 4 jokers if we buy the $6 pack. I could try to buy the $4 pack just to save the extra $2, but having an extra 2 jokers to choose from, I think is going to be very good. So we're going to buy the $6 pack here. Alright, so we have a negative joker that says gains +3 multiplier whenever any booster pack is skipped. This is interesting. It's just a flat multiplier that grows over time, but also it's a negative. So negative basically means it doesn't count for your joker slots, right? We only have 5 slots for jokers up top. This means that essentially because it adds a joker slot and it takes up a joker slot, it doesn't count as taking up one of those 5. So we can take that to basically just have a free extra joker. If first hand of round is a single 6, destroy it and create a spectral card. Straights get extra multiplier and retrigger low cards. So actually all these are pretty bad. We actually are going to take this negative joker. Not that it helps us quite yet, but it can later. I am going to go ahead and play this round as well. Once again, we're just going for flushes. We might have to play 2 hands this time in order to win the round, but that's perfectly fine. Just play a couple flushes. Alright. Got a little more money to work with here. Another $6. And we will see what we got. So this joker does give extra chips if we play a flush, but it's only 80, and it's an eternal joker. As you can see, the eternal jokers, like I said, are ones you cannot get rid of no matter what you do. So if I buy this now, I'm stuck with it for the rest of the run. And this is not a joker that scales well into the late game at all. Like, this is a joker that if it didn't have Eternal, I might buy, but later I would plan on selling it and replacing it with something better. But because it's Eternal, I can't really do that. This is also not a great joker, just plus 15 multiplier if I have no discards remaining, which I guess can be okay. Honestly, I think either way, we're gonna have to play 2 hands to beat the boss, so it kind of doesn't change the math there. It's possible I can just go for a pack. You know what, yeah, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go for a Celestial pack. I don't find the flush. I find a straight flush, but not the flush. This would upgrade the level of our poker hand. If we found Jupiter, we would be able to upgrade this so that it has better base numbers. But because I didn't find the flush, this says whenever I skip a booster pack, it permanently gains +3 multiplier. So I'm actually going to skip, take none of those, and now this is going to give extra multiplier for our boss blind that is coming up here. All right. Very close to getting it in 1. It's possible I should have discarded to try to get it in 1, but I kind of wasn't doing the math there. That's okay. We only use 1 extra hand. We win on the second hand of the boss instead of the first, which is, you know, whatever, not the biggest deal. In any case, we are now on to ante 2 of 8. And we're gonna grab ourselves $7. Our next voucher is the telescope, which is quite a good voucher. This makes it so that anytime we open a Celestial pack, we'll always get the poker hand, or we'll always get the planet with the poker hand that we've played the most. So as we can see here, we've played flush more than anything. We've played it 4 times, more than any of our other poker hands, which means that we're always guaranteed to get Jupiter in a Celestial pack if we buy this voucher. I don't want to buy it yet, though. This actually will be in the shop for the entirety of this ante. And right now we're at $10, which means we actually are making interest. For every $5 you have, you get $1 of interest, up to $5 of interest total. So what I actually want to do, all face cards are drawn face down. Interesting. So what I actually want to do is I actually want to wait on buying the voucher until after I get some more money from my interest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the small blind here. And we're going to play a couple hands to beat the small blind. And then we'll get our $2 of interest plus, you know, 2 from having 2 hands left over. And then we'll spend our $10 to buy the voucher. Nice, extra $4. Interesting. We have another Joker pack here as well. So here's something interesting. We can wait again to keep the interest going on buying the voucher, but that would mean we have to fight this blind, and I was actually planning on skipping it so I could get the reward for skipping. But you know what, I will. Instead of buying the voucher now, I'm going to buy the Buffoon pack here, and then we will just fight the next blind and see what happens. So we definitely don't want that. And gains $3 of sell value at end of round. So this is like basically an investment. I would put this up here and it just doesn't do anything. It just keeps gaining money over time, and then eventually I'd sell it and get a bunch of money out of it. Kind of like like I say, an investment, just like a stock. So we can do that. We definitely don't want this. My options are either take this one or skip and add an extra 3 multiplier to my red card. Actually, I'm going to skip. I don't really need that right now, and we're going to go next round, immediately select the big blind. I'm hoping we can beat this in 2 hands again, because We did get an extra 3 multiplier from skipping that pack. So my hope would be that that will allow us to only use 2 hands here, and we'll get a bunch of money out of this. We get 4 from beating the big blind by itself, plus 2 from interest, which is 6. And then if we manage to beat it on this next hand that we play, we'd have 2 hands remaining. So we get an extra $8 from this round if we beat it in the next hand. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to get as high cards as possible, so that when I play my next hand, I can actually successfully beat the blind here. Oh, I'm out of discards, actually. Oh, that's bad. I messed up really bad there, because I'm out of discards, and now I don't have 5 matching suits. I kind of forgot that we were playing on blue blind difficulty, which means I only have 2 discards instead of 3, as I mentioned earlier. It just kind of slipped my mind there. So that's really bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just play all these 4 heart cards, and then we will basically use it as a discard to get to our 5th spade. And we'll actually have to use 3 hands instead of 2 to beat this blind. Not a huge deal. It's only $1 we miss out on, so we get $7 from this round instead of 8. But it can matter. Those extra dollars here and there can matter. But nevertheless, we'll move on, get our $7. And now we definitely want the voucher, because if I don't buy it now, I'm going to fight the boss and then it'll refresh to a different voucher. So I want to buy this right now, otherwise I will not have the opportunity to. Alternatively, I could have just said we don't need it, but it is actually really good for getting the base numbers up quickly. We also have $7 left going into the boss, which I can use to try to get a joker, because again, we still only have 1 joker, and it's not actually increasing our chip values that much, so I'm actually going to buy another jumbo buffoon pack here. Hopefully we get something good. Alright. Plus 15 multiplier, 1 in 6 chance for this card to be destroyed at the end of the round. Plus 1 multiplier for every hand played, minus 1 for every discard. An eternal that just gives tarot cards, and each face card in hand has a 1 in 2 chance to give $1. None of these are spectacular. I think I'm just going to get one of these 2. This is usually better because it builds up over time, but I honestly just want something to increase my stuff real quickly, and then I'll sell it in a second. So I'm actually going to go for this kind of short-term one here. Go to the boss, and this one should be pretty easy with our banana here. Don't seem to have any real chance of losing to this because of how much extra multiplier it's going to give us here. And there we go, we actually beat it in 1 hand. Oh, that's bad. Our 1 in 6 chance blew up our joker on the first round we played with it. That's okay. At least we got some extra money out of it. We got to use only 1 hand to beat that boss, so we get a little more dollars than we would normally get. Alright, our next voucher is increasing the chance of special cards, which is quite good. However, we can't buy that yet. We only have $9. Our ante 3 boss is perfect. We already are incentivized to play 5-card hands because we need flushes, which are always 5-card hands. And we have not only a Jupiter card right here, which we will buy and use to increase our flush value by a decent margin, but we also have 2 Celestial packs. And because of our voucher that we bought just a second ago, it is guaranteed to have a Jupiter in it. No matter what, the first card here on the left will always be Jupiter. So we'll buy that and increase our flush values even more. We are going to not have any money left, but we'll go ahead and play. I want to skip if I can on this, because this is really good. This is a pack that'll give, we get to choose 2 of 5 planets. One of them will be Jupiter, which we will take, but then we can skip the second choice, which will increase our red card multiplier to 9 from 6. So that's going to be something we definitely want to skip. So as you can see, before we were doing something like that last boss, we got like 1800 off of one hand, but that was with the plus 15 multiplier. We're already getting close to doing that with, you know, one hand even without that because of upgrading the flush twice. So we're only gonna get $2 out of fighting this blind, which is a little unfortunate, but $2 is better than nothing. The reason we don't get much is because the red stake difficulty makes it so that the small blind has no innate reward. The only rewards you get are from interest and from hands remaining, and we don't have any interest because we only have $2, and we only have 2 hands remaining. So only $2 from that one. Not that bad though. We have $4. I'm gonna go ahead and skip out on this voucher. This round, I'm not even going to try. We're just going to keep upgrading our Jupiter cards because it's just going to make it so that we can survive the scaling of this game without, you know, we haven't gotten lucky with the jokers. We haven't had much to do in the form of jokers that increase our chip output here. So like I say, we're going to go ahead and hit Jupiter. But then, because we get to choose 2 of the 5, we're actually still given the option to skip the pack here, right? I can still choose, but I'm just going to skip, and that'll increase this by 3, which is quite nice. So we get kind of a double increase in chip value there from that skip. All right. We should be able to beat this in 2 hands, I would say. We are looking good as far as our scaling goes. We're keeping up with it pretty well for not having any jokers other than this one. So hopefully we're on ante 4 now. We hopefully can find some jokers that can really improve our chip output. Get our $7. That's not exactly what we're looking for. This is a very good voucher. It reduces all stuff in the shop by 25%. We can't afford it yet. We only have $7, but we will definitely be buying that when we can. Our upcoming boss is the Hook, which is a pretty easy one for our deck to deal with. We also have a couple options. We're probably going to skip this blind because like this just gives us $10. We make less than that from fighting it. So we're going to skip this and then probably play against the big blind is my plan, which means that we probably are going to need, well, actually, how many chips did we just get there? I think we just got, I think we are going to need to increase our chip output a little bit if we plan on going straight into this 1200 chip or 12,000 chip blind, because we might have a little difficulty dealing with it. I genuinely don't remember how many chips we just did. We did, let's see, well, I can just kind of math it out here. So this is 95 by 12 plus 9. So that would be 21 is the multiplier, and 95 plus the value of our cards is the chips. So it's 21 times, let's just say on average, an average card has a value of like, what, 7? Is that right? So 7 or 8 or something. So let's just say 5 times 7 is 35. So let's say 130 times 21 is our average chip output per hand, which is, okay, that's not that bad. It's not great. Let me just look at my calculator app. 130 times 21 is 2,700 about, is how many chips we get per hand. So 2,700, we definitely are gonna struggle with this because we only have 4 hands that we can play, which means 12,000 might be a little much for us. So we are gonna have to buy something in the shop if we want to indeed skip the small blind, because that means we won't have a shop in between now and our next blind. I guess we can buy this. These are all terrible, so we're going to skip and just get more multiplier. That's not good though, because we still have not gotten any stronger. Let's go on and we can just figure out what to do now. So let's say we fight this. We don't skip it. That would mean we would make like $2, assuming we play, you know, 2 hands or so to beat the blind. So we'd have $5 to go to the shop. That still doesn't like give us a good chance of actually getting anything to beat this. I am gonna skip it, and we're just gonna have to get lucky, I guess. Just gonna select it, and we just hope we get lucky, essentially. Because 12,000 is a lot for us to deal with right now. Dang it, I should not have discarded that too, apparently. We got unlucky again. I'm going to use my other discard here and just hope. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play our first flush. Okay, we gotta get like a bunch of chips in a row here. We basically have to play 2 more flushes. We have to get lucky enough to just naturally have flushes. We're out of discards. And there's not really a way for me to, you know, filter my hand anymore. So we have another flush here. So we basically have to draw 2 spades here in order to, at least 2 spades here in order to even win, because we only have 1 hand remaining. Let's get a little tight here. Come on. Aha! Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Barely slipped by there. That was scary. That could have been the end of our run right there. But luckily, we are going to be just barely hitting the 12,000 mark with exactly 0 hands and 0 discards remaining. Get our $6, and then we'll have 19 to go into the shop with. See what we got. So we can buy this now. That gives us $9 left, and then we can immediately buy probably the pack, the Celestial pack. Yeah, let's buy the Celestial pack. Use our Jupiter. Increase our stuff again. And then, how much do we need for this? 16,000. So we're still going to probably need a little bit more. I guess I'm going to go ahead and use this. Like, I don't have anything else I can buy. This doesn't help us, this doesn't help us, and we can't reroll. So I'm just going to buy this and hope that it gives us something good. What is this? It's a foil steel card, Ace of Spades. Alternatively, we also have the glass 4 of Hearts. I mean, that's really the only 2 that look anything interesting. We haven't added anything yet. We are going to be in some trouble here, I think, to get to 16,000. I would say our best bet is probably to take this and just hope that we can get it in our hand early and that we can keep using its steel card effect. Go ahead and grab that and hope for the best here. What are we at? Doing about 4,000 per hand, which is pretty much on track to beat a 16,000 chip boss because we have 4 hands to play, and 4,000 per hand would be exactly 16,000, but we only have 1 discard remaining, and we cannot play a flush here, so we got a discard. This is looking rough. Let's do this. Oh. Dude, we discarded 4 hearts and drew 4 hearts. So I don't know. Yeah, that was. We needed 1 spade there. to have a playable hand. We're out of discards, now we just gotta hope that we somehow get lucky. We are basically cooked at this point. That's awful. That is awful. Yeah, there's nothing. That really stinks. We actually had a good chance of beating this boss, despite how unlucky we had been with the jokers, and now I don't think there's any way we can beat it. We only have one hand remaining. Even if we get the Ace of Spades that has the steel card effect on it, I don't think we're going to have enough chips to get, 8,000 or whatever, how many ever chips we need. Yeah, we need like 8,000 chips to win here. And we don't even get it. Wow, really unfortunate. Very, very, very unlucky that we weren't able to get past Ante 4 here. We seem to be scaling decently well, but we just had no jokers. We have just like found 0 jokers to increase our chip output. Alright, let's run it back. Checker deck, blue stake. We'll still do the same strategy, of course. Still going for flushes. We have an easy first boss here on this run because all diamond cards are debuffed. Well, no diamonds to be found. So this is a perfect, easy boss to get into. This will give us $5. How many we would normally get? Like $2 from this. We actually are going to skip this blind. Skip the first blind and then play the second blind. Once again, just going for flushes. Probably gonna have to play a hand or two here. I don't think 450 is doable with one hand at this early in the game, but that's okay. Yep, 300 per hand about, and that'll do it. So we get $1 from interest, $2 from our hands, and $4 from the blind, meaning we'll get $7, putting us up to 16 for the first shop, which is perfect. So we get $7 here. What's this? This joker gains chips when each played 2 is scored. Interesting. Well, we only have 4 2s in the deck, so it doesn't seem that great. Gains a multiplier per consecutive hand without a face card. Seems not great. Extra holographic stuff. Not really excited about spending $10 right now and ruining our interest. I'm actually just going to buy the Joker pack here. Joker gains extra chips if it has exactly 4 cards in our played hand, which is not doable because we're playing flushes, and this one is going to have to do. We're just going to move right along to the boss and hope we have a flush in the opening hand. We do. The reason we want to just get lucky with flushes now is because this actually decreases its multiplier per discard we use and increases per hand we play, which means essentially we want to avoid discarding as much as possible and just try to get lucky and just play hands one after the other, like so. So even though I could discard to try to get higher cards here, I'd rather just keep playing hands and avoiding using my discards whenever possible. Alright, we get $9 from the boss here. I would say doing okay so far. Our next shop has all played face cards become gold cards. Earn at $4 at every round, but it's eternal. Again, this is another example. I would definitely buy this if it wasn't eternal. So I want to keep making money over time. It's a good investment early. It's only $6 and generates 4 every single round. Unfortunately, it's eternal, which means I can't sell it later like I would want to do. So I'm not going to buy that. I'm actually going to... what's my next ante looking like? Start with 0 discards. Gives a copy of Double Tag. Holographic Joker. Okay. These are all pretty decent. I actually think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to buy this voucher, because then I'll get an extra card to look at here. It increases our shop to having 3 cards up front. Well, that didn't help much. The question now is I'm at $11, which means I'd be making $2 of interest for next round, but I can drop it down to $1 of interest and get another joker to work with to try to increase our chip output. I actually am going to do that. Again, not great. This just increases our chips. And this is the one that just gets money over time. We actually are going to take it this time. Right now it has a sell value of 2, but if we just keep waiting, it'll keep going up. And our next round we go, I guess. We're going to skip this joker, or sorry, skip this blind to get a joker and immediately play this blind. Again, we want to avoid discarding if we can, but we can't. Unfortunate. So we're going to have to discard here and reduce the multiplier by a little bit, which is, you know, not ideal. Any Hoosers, let's keep going. Probably gonna have to play all of our hands here, unfortunately. Because we got the egg joker instead of a multiplier increasing joker. Well, maybe we'll get it off this hand. Okay, we actually get it off of 3 hands. That's not bad though. Alright, so we are getting a bunch of money from this. Or $6, not a bunch of money. $6 is fine. And we have our free joker with holographic is played cards with diamond suit, give extra multiplier. So this is basically useless, but it's still holographic, so we are still going to buy it because it just gives plus 10 multiplier just base. These are useless. These are pretty useless. So really bad shop overall. I can sell this for 5 right now. Unfortunately, man, this really stinks actually. You know what? I'm just gonna hope that I get lucky on the boss here. And we're just gonna go on. Keep the egg, try to make it get even more valuable. The holographic joker here should increase our chip amount that we should only have to play like 2 or 3 hands here to beat this. Yeah, it looks like only 2 hands is gonna be required, which is quite nice. That means an extra bit of money for us. We're gonna get 5 for the boss, 2 from interest, and 2 from our hands. So a total of $9 from beating this boss here. $9. And what do we have? We have a Celestial Pack. Now, we don't have any vouchers that, well, we do have a voucher, but we don't have any vouchers that give us a guaranteed Jupiter card anymore, like we did last run. So these are actually a little risky, because there's a chance it gives us basically nothing, and we just wasted $4. Because we really only care about upgrading flushes. We don't care about any of the other planning cards. So this is a little less enticing than it was last run. My next upcoming boss is cards drawn face down after each hand played. This can be tricky because it basically means that we need to go, our pattern has to be like play a hand, get a bunch of face down cards, discard them all, get face up cards, and then play another hand. So we have to get kind of lucky to beat this guy, but hopefully it works out. Gonna go ahead and save our money maybe. I really do want to get stronger before our next boss. Maybe what we'll do is we'll play against the small blind and then check the shop again there. Because none of these seem very enticing to me. Yeah, we're just going to go to the next round. And we're going to play the small blind just to get our interest and our money from playing hands. Even though the blind itself doesn't give a reward, we still get our money from beating the round from having how many hands we have remaining and from our interest. So, you know, it's not nothing. Luckily, we only need to play 2 hands here, so we're going to get a total of $6 from beating this round, and we should be well on our way to beating the boss here, especially if this shop is good for us. If the shop is good enough for us, we might even be able to skip this blind to get a free joker after beating the boss. We'll just see how good the shop is, I guess. Alright. So, spades give extra multiplier. That can be quite good, right? If we play a flush of 5 spades, this is basically a plus 15 multiplier. This is played face cards, give extra chips, and this is useless. So we're actually going to go ahead and take the Wrathful Joker. We can sell this for $11 if we so choose. However, well, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to wait another round on the egg. Actually, yeah, I'm going to wait one more round on the egg. And I'm going to skip this blind because I think we're strong enough to beat the boss now. Maybe... Actually, maybe this isn't worth it. I actually am going to play this just so we can see the shop again. And then get, you know, guaranteed, basically, to beat the boss. Just play it safe. No reason to be risky here when we don't have to be. Alright. So you can see here each spade is increasing our multiplier by 3. And so we should get enough to beat this blind. Yep, we sure do. So we're going to go ahead and get our, what is this, like $10? Very nice. $10 from that blind. And let's see what we got here. Adds the sell value of all other owned jokers to multiplier. This is kind of interesting. The reason why this is interesting, even though it's eternal, because our egg here keeps increasing its sell value, this is actually just going to keep making the multiplier go, what is this? This multiplier is currently, it says 22, but it's going to get bigger by 3 every single round because of this egg getting more valuable every single round. So actually I'm going to buy this, even though it's eternal, and so these are going to be kind of our long-term scaling plan, right? Just every round we play, our multiplier goes up by 3 because of these two. Otherwise, I don't see much else in this shop that looks too interesting. I suppose we could try to reroll, but you know what? Maybe what I'll do is I'll reroll once, see if I can sell this joker for a better one. So here, a foil eternal, earn $4 if poker hand is 4 of a kind. Nope. Booster pack skipped, that's the one we had last time, and face cards have a chance to generate money. None of these are very good. I could try to reroll again, but I think I can beat the boss just as is. So I feel like just saving our money so we can keep getting more interest is going to be the best thing to do here. So we are cards drawn face down after each played hand. We don't have a flush here, so what we're going to do is we're going to discard these. And unfortunately, we're going to lose 1 multiplier on that, but that's okay because now we get 5 spades that we can play, and this should beat the boss in 1 hand. If I'm imagining, right? We're going to get at least 5,200 chips off this. Oh no, not enough. Okay, only 4,200. That's okay though. We're going to go ahead and use another discard here, and hope we just get lucky with drawing enough to play another flush. We do. And even though these aren't spades, which is going to reduce our multiplier by 15 from our last hand we played, we only need another 1,000 to win, so this should be plenty. Alright, 2 hands, not bad. But again, as we saw there, this got more valuable, so now this multiplier is 25 instead of 22. So then we're just going to keep getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on now. Playing cards can be purchased from the shop. Not the best, not the best. Clubs give extra, nope, nope. And if first hand is a single 6, destroy it. No. None of these are too interesting. I guess we'll just buy the Celestial Pack, hope we'll get lucky with a Jupiter card. We do indeed get lucky, very nice. Like a 1 in 3 chance there. We can also buy a Spectral Pack if we're feeling lucky here. We have add a gold seal to a card, or creates a random rare joker, sets money to 0. So we have $27, which makes this not very appealing. However, we do need a ton of chips for the upcoming boss. The upcoming boss has no repeat hand types this round, and because our deck can basically only play flushes, that means we have to win in one hand. We have to get 16,000 chips to beat the boss in one go if we want to beat it. Which means that this actually could be an interesting choice here. What's our other option? Our other option would just be to play both these blinds and hope that the shops are good enough to get stronger. Okay, I'll play it safe here. So earn $3 when this card is played and it scores. So we're gonna put that on a card here. Rather than spending all our money for a single joker, we'll just play it safe and keep getting our our interest. Okay. On to the next round. Like I say, we're going to play both of the blinds here, even though we're not going to, we probably might even get more benefit from skipping here than fighting it. We actually need to fight it so we can get another look at the shop, so that we can get our chip values even higher, because, like I say, we need 16,000 to beat the boss in one go, which I don't think we're anywhere near right now. Well, I mean, we can just find out right here. Yeah, so we're at 6,000-ish per hand, which is like nothing compared to what we need. The other nice thing about not skipping is that this keeps getting more valuable, which means this keeps going up the more rounds we play. And that doesn't happen when you skip. Alright. Take a look at our shop here. We have converts things to hearts, straight flush upgraded, and each played ace, 2, 3, 5, or 8 gives +8 multiplier when scored. It's kind of interesting. We have to get kind of lucky with the hands we play. Also, 2, 3, 5, 8. So wait, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8? Is that a math joke? Seems like kind of random numbers, and the art makes me think this is like some sort of math joke I'm not getting. Oh, is this like the oh god, what's it called? The sequence. This is the Fibonacci sequence? When you add the previous number to the current number to get the next number? 1, 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3. I think it is actually. Oh, I got the math joke. We did it. I'm gonna hope we get lucky again with Jupiter here. We do not get the Jupiter. Quite unfortunate. Now this time we don't have a red card, so there's no benefit to skipping, so we might as well just pick one of them. Doesn't really matter what. Just grab this, I guess. Pluto's a planet, by the way, apparently. I really was hoping to get lucky there, but it's fine. I don't actually want to go below $25 though. We're at 28 right now, so spending more than $3 here would be bad because it would mean we get less interest to check out the next shop. So rather than spending more money, I'm actually going to just move on and hope the next shop is good enough to get us to the point where we can beat the boss in one hand. We are kind of a Hail Mary, if I'm honest, but we gotta hope. Right now we're at plus 11, 21, 49 multiplier total from our jokers, which is not bad, but it's still not nearly enough to beat the boss in one hand. So we're gonna need something really good to be able to beat this upcoming boss without it basically ending our run by itself. I have a feeling that we are not going to be able to get there, which is sad because we're going to lose on ante 4 again. But, you know, one can hope. Alrighty. We are at... We're at $38 for this job. Let's see what we got to work with. We can go plus 100 chips. We can go... No, that's nothing. We can go... plus 2 chips for each remaining card in your deck, so 104, but obviously that'll be less because as we draw cards, even from our first hand, we'll have less than 52. We'll have -8, which is 44. So 44 times 2 is only 88. So it says 104 chips, but even if we just do our very first hand is a playable flush, it's still going to be less than 104. It's going to be 88. It does also have the foil benefit, which is plus 50 chips. So it'd be not 88, it'd be 138. That still I don't think is going to be good enough for us to beat the boss. Alright, I'm going to buy the Joker pack and hope we get lucky here. Let's get a good one. We have adds doubled the rank of the lowest ranked card in hand to the multiplier. Kind of interesting. And ×3 multiplier if played poker hand has already been played this round. This is normally an insanely good Joker, right? Because if you're going all in on one hand, it means that you basically can always win in 2 hands, right? You play the hand first, and then the second hand is like 3 times as good, and you just automatically win. Unfortunately, this is the absolute positively worst Joker against this boss, because no repeat hand types only works if you repeat a hand type. So we're not liking either of these, if I'm honest. It's probably better in case well, I don't even know. I guess I can get rid of this greedy Joker for it, just because maybe it's better. Sure, why not? If we end up beating this boss somehow, it's better in the long run, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I don't think any of these are going to do it. We're going to use our rerolls here until we find something. I'm going to go ahead and buy this and not use it yet. None of these are good enough. I got to keep rerolling. Got to find something to win the boss. Otherwise, we are done for. Not good enough, not good enough. Reroll again. Played aces give extra chips and extra multiplier. This might be good enough. What do you think? So this would mean we also, in addition to having to look for spades, we also have to look for specifically the ace of spades, which we only have 2 of in the deck, in order to win. What would I get? What Joker would I get rid of? I could get rid of the card sharp I just got. I need these 2, right? That's the main way I'm getting multiplier right now, is this. I could get rid of the Wrathful Joker to get rid of the spade part. I could get rid of the green Joker. This is giving plus 15 multiplier if we play 5 spades. This is only giving plus 13. So it's possible. This really sucks. This really sucks. I gotta reroll again, I think. Like, I don't think we can beat this boss yet. Reroll again. Nope. Again, we're not getting anything. This is just nothing. If we reroll again, we'll be out of money. And this does nothing. Yeah, this is all just a bunch of nothing. Alright, well, I think we lost. This really stinks. Yeah, we're gonna lose on ante 4 again. I just can't beat this difficulty, apparently. This blue stake. I think we buy the Emperor here It'll give us one random tarot card that maybe does something. I don't even know what we could get. Like, otherwise, we're doing the walkie-talkie, which is certainly not going to be any better than the Green Joker. I guess we'll just... This would be Pluto. That's not what we want. So we're going to buy and use this. Get a single extra thing. Steel card is kind of nice, I guess. Alright, this is nothing. I'm just gonna go to the next round and we'll lose with grace here. So we need to find our absolute best hand would be a straight flush of spades. Right? And then actually wait. Okay, wait, we do have one out here, right? So it says we can't repeat hand types. However, technically, straight flush and flush are two different hand types. So our way of winning this round would be to play a straight flush and a flush to beat this boss. That way we get to play two different hands that give us a bunch of chips instead of just one. We have Ace, Jack, 9. That's not gonna do it. We have also, okay. So we need to discard these three and this, I think, to try to get a flush of some kind, or a straight flush of some kind. Okay. 6, 7. Okay, we're getting kind of close in a way. I could discard the ace here. So we need 8. And then we would also need 10 or 5 of spades. So so either way, this ace is not going to be useful for the straight flush I'm looking for. So actually I'm going to discard it, even though it is a very good card for us to play. Yeah, okay, we'll discard. Didn't get there. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to just play a flush to start, and then my other hand I play this round will have to be the straight flush. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the chariot here on this. Okay. And then I'm going to play what gives us the best chance of still getting a straight flush. I don't think there's anything. I'm just going to go for max here. Max chips. And we'll see how this does for us. So how many chips do we actually get from this? Only 6,000 to 700. So now we cannot play flush again. And in fact, we actually don't even have a flush here. So what we're going to have to do is have to play high card, I guess. I don't even. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. Okay. We played both our jacks of spades though, so now we can't even get that straight flush to work. We can't play high card anymore. We can play a pair. That would still count as something we haven't done yet. I might have to... I should have done this before. I need to make another steel card, I think, in order to get enough chips. We only have 2 hands remaining here. What would be our straight flush we would use to win? I don't think there is one. So... go pair of 4 of spades, and then we'll also get rid of these, I guess. And I don't even know what our last hand could be that would get us enough points. Yeah, we still need 7,000 points. Pair doesn't score, nothing scores, okay. Oh my god, this is like the absolute worst boss we could have run into too. Alright, third time's the charm. I think we can beat it, it just, that was really unlucky to get that boss at a time when we just were having trouble scaling. Alright, come on, we can do it. Third time's the charm. Similar to our last run, we get another free boss as our first boss. We get a one that disables clubs when we have no clubs in our deck, so that is good that we get a free boss to start. We don't want to reroll the boss blind, so because we like this boss blind. And start with a flush. Very good, very good. We are going to just try to take this early game slow because again we have a free boss here. Definitely don't want to skip anything yet. This is kind of interesting. It raises the cap on interest to $10 instead of $5, meaning that we can go all the way up to getting $10 around if we have at least $50 in the bank, which is certainly something that can be useful. I think our best bet here is to just grab a Joker. It will put us off of getting interest next round, but I think it's better just to try to increase our chip output as quickly as possible here. This is useless, and this... Wow, these are both like obscenely useless Jokers for our strategy here. We'll take this one and hope we get lucky. It gives you money every time you play its listed poker hand, but it changes every round, so eventually it'll say flush and we'll just get $4 for free from it. So it's less useless than the other one was. Alright, so we are going for a flush. We're going to have to play 2 hands to beat this blind, which is fine. It means we're only going to get $6 out of beating it, but so be it. Actually, wait. We actually get $4 by just playing a random high card hand, which means that it's actually better. Like, we only get $1 by saving a hand, so we're actually just going to play a random high card hand here in order to make that extra money. Do this, so we play a high card hand simply to get the $4, no other reason. It only gives us 14 chips, but that doesn't matter, that wasn't the point. And then we'll play another flush here. So this is actually good because we got our $4 there, which means we get $1 of interest and $1 from our hands remaining, and $4 from this. So we get $6 in total from beating this, but we also got our extra $4 from doing our to-do list. So $6 here. Our next to-do list is 4 of a kind, which we probably will not be getting, which is fine because again it changes every round, so eventually it'll be something that was useful. Our boss is free. We need 600 chips to beat it, and it has basically no effect on us. I think I will get this voucher because I'm in no danger of losing to the current boss, which means that I can kind of afford to spend some money. Alternatively, I could just get lucky here, but it's only a 1 in 3 chance to even do anything because it's random. So I'm just going to buy the voucher, which just is a guaranteed benefit. And we'll jump into the boss of Ante 1. We'll probably have to play 2 or 3 hands to beat this to get up to the 600 mark, which is fine. Got 316 for the first hand. And yeah, this should do it. Actually, there was a 2. Maybe this isn't going to be enough to get 280. Oh no, it is. Okay, good, good, good. So only 2 hands needed there. So we get our $7 from beating the boss, putting us up to $10 total. And that's perfect because that means that if we don't spend any money in this shop, we'll have even more interest, extra discards, extra packs, and there's not anything we want to spend money on anyway. So, and our poker hand we need to play for money is a full house, which isn't great because we're not going to get that either. In any case, though, we are going to move on. Our next boss is play only 1 hand type this round, which is basically, again, a free boss. There is nothing we want to do more. We only want to play flushes, so this is basically a non-existent boss ability. We probably will end up skipping the small blind and just going straight to the big blind, which means we need 1350 to beat our next round. We only got 600 there from 2 hands that we played, which means it's actually going to be difficult if we do what I just said. So we might actually need to increase our chip output a little bit, unless we just want to play against the small blind there and just try that shop instead, which is certainly something that we can do. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's go ahead and... Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna buy this and hope to get Jupiter. 50% chance, did not get there, unfortunate. So we're gonna go ahead and just upgrade the straight flush instead of the regular flush. Not as useful by a long shot, but might come in handy. And then we're actually gonna sell this just so we get up to $6, so we have interest going. And we'll move on to the next round here. I don't want to skip because I don't think I can beat this boss or this blind yet, so we're actually just going to play. We have 0 jokers so far still, which is really bad because, I mean, that's the main way we have of scaling. And this should take us 2 or 3 hands to beat, which is even worse because it means that we're not going to get as much money out of this, probably only $1 or 2 from beating this round. I mean, unless of course we get a straight flush, which we only need a king of spades to do so. There's 1 king of spades less in the deck. You know what, let's try for it. Just get a king of spades here, make it easy for us. Did not get the king of spades, that's fine though, because we can still just play 2 flushes. And we only need 1 more flush to win. Just need, what is it, 236 chips here. Should be easy. Get exactly, or not exactly, but at least enough. We get $2 for beating this round, which gives us $8 to buy something to hopefully not lose to the big blind we're about to face down. This is useless. This is pretty useless. Wow, we are getting very unlucky with the shops this round. 1350 is what we need. Technically, we probably could beat it just by playing 4 flushes in a row. But it's like there's a chance we'd get unlucky and not be able to beat it. So I prefer to spend a little bit of money here to just get something that will make it more secured for us to win. Not great. Needs to be 4 card hands, also useless for us. Extra chips if we play a flush, and every card played gets +5 chips permanently. So obviously 80 plus 80 chips for every flush we play is like fine. There's nothing special. It's just a little extra chips. It says plus 80, but of course it's going to be 80 times 4. So this is really an extra 320 chips per hand we play, which certainly will be enough to beat the blind. Alternatively, this is a good long-term joker, right? It gives chips to the cards themselves more and more and more and more as we play them. So This is a very good joker to get early on. Also, it's not even that much worse than this joker, like, in the moment, because plus 5 chips immediately when they're played means that we get plus 50, wait, no, sorry, plus 25 chips for the hand just right off the bat, which is like, yes, it's less than 80, but probably still good enough. So actually I'm going to take the long-term one over the short-term one. So I think it'll still be good enough to help us beat this round. Alright, did we get a straight flush? We did. Very nice. Okay, that's actually super lucky. We are probably going to be able to beat this in one hand now, meaning that we are in great shape for getting a bunch of money out of this round and immediately spending more money at the shop. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, that is a nice little lucky draw there. Very happy with that. 7 whole dollars. Okay, if it contains a straight times 3, the egg is back from our last run. I don't know how useful it's going to be this run, but there's literally nothing else here that I would want other than getting lucky the 1 in 3 chance. But we didn't even get lucky with the 50% chance we had earlier, so I'm not feeling great about this. Just buy the egg and move on to the boss. Alright, we do not have a flush to start off, but pretty easy remedy there. Oh, also I was wrong about the hiker. Apparently it adds the extra chips after the card has already been scored. So it's not as good up front as I thought. Ooh, that's bad. We might actually be in trouble now, because I didn't understand how that card worked. Oh no, we're not gonna lose on the second boss, are we? Oh god. Okay, we can go for a straight flush here. We have 6, 7, 8, all in spades. So we're gonna just have to go for the straight flush. There's the 9. Okay. Okay. We can still do this. We literally need to find a 10 of spades, which there are 2 in the deck, or a 5 of spades, which there are 2 in the deck. So there's 4 cards we can find that would help us win here. We don't have any discards left, but we can just play this. It won't give us any points, but if we play like a flush and get points for it, we then are gonna be harder pressed to get the straight flush that we need to actually win. So we're just gonna play a hand that doesn't do anything. Not allowed, obviously, because it's not a flush, but perfect. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Straight flush, I'm hoping, will be enough to get us... Okay. I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously, straight flush is a different hand than flush, so it didn't allow that either. Okay, well, we lost to the second boss. Truly an unfortunate turn of events. But alas, we'll get him next time. God dang it. I can't believe this hiker doesn't add the chips immediately, and that makes no sense. The way it's read is like, it makes it look like you would get it immediately. Oh, I am dying. Trying to beat this stupid stake. Alright, come on. You can do it. You can do it. We could try it on a different deck, but this one seemed to be the easiest to me anyway, just because it's so straightforward. You just always go for flushes. Unlike last couple runs, our first boss is a difficult one. All hearts are debuffed, meaning half our deck doesn't work, but it still shouldn't be too bad. It's only 600 chips. And we can always discard till we find a flush of spades. So not too bad. We are actually going to skip the first blind because we get a free rare joker for doing so. And I'm going to go ahead and play this one to see what that free rare joker is, and we'll see if it's any good. We're gonna have to play 2 hands here to beat the blind, which is fine. We only get $6 because we can't beat it in one. We could get 7 if we were able to beat it in one hand, but no matter. We're doing just fine. I'm gonna go ahead and play this, and Like I say, we'll get $6 here, putting us up to $10 total. Something interesting though is that because we're at $10, we could just buy nothing in this shop other than the free rare Joker, obviously. And then we'd have an extra $2 interest from the boss. So we'll definitely buy whatever this is. Oh my god, it's Eternal. No, no. That's really bad. Our free rare Joker got the Eternal tag, which means that it cannot be sold or destroyed, which means we're stuck with it for the entire run. Which wouldn't be bad if it was like an insanely good rare Joker. This one is just fine. It's the kings that we have that in our hand give extra multiplier. If we just don't play them, we just hold on to them. I almost don't even want to buy it. That's so unfortunate. I really needed a Joker that I would be able to buy with confidence, but this is just awful. Oh god. Okay. The rough part too is that because I want to keep the $10, otherwise I would buy this pack here. You know what? I am going to buy the pack, actually. I'm going to buy this pack, see how good it is, and if it's any good, I might just not buy that Joker. Another Eternal Joker. This one re-triggers all played face cards. And this one is a multiplier times 2, but loses multiplier every time we discard a card. This is a really good upfront Joker, because it only gets worse over time, but I think it's better than an Eternal Joker that just hurts us in the long run. So now the question is, do we even bother with the Baron? It's possible. It's possible that this is still good enough to just take, but I really am not a fan of it. The other thing to keep in mind is that this kind of goes down to more about like how the game, like order of operations things. Typically, well, actually, each king held in hand. Okay, maybe this does work better. Basically, the way that the game operates things is it checks the base multiplier, right? So your whatever these numbers are, puts in this little slot depending on what hand you played, and then it will do all the cards played. So every single card you play will trigger any effects it has. Usually, it's just adding chips, you know, based on the value. But also, if you have cards that say like, you know, whenever you play a spade, you know, trigger give plus multiplier, whatever. So whatever cards you played will trigger all your things, and then it does all your in-hand triggers. But because this is worded in such a way that I think it actually gives the Joker the ability, basically it would go it goes base multiplier, cards you played, cards in hand, and then Jokers is its kind of order of operations. But I think this would be counted as a Joker multiplier, not a card in hand multiplier, even though it looks like it would be, because it's technically just saying this Joker will give multiplier based on how many kings you have in hand. So I think this would still work the way you want it to, where it adds the multiplier at the very end. But even then, it's just not that good. You know what? I am gonna buy it, but only because I'm in desperation mode and I really don't want to lose to an early boss again. Got to at least make it to the late game. Alright, so because of our ramen, we want to avoid discarding as much as possible. Because every time we discard, this gets worse and worse and worse. It's a very slow burn. It's only 0.01 multiplier that it loses, but you know, any multiplier that we can keep is better than nothing. So we're going to try to avoid discarding as much as possible. Oh, barely get enough to beat it. Very nice. So the ramen there helps a lot because it's ×2 multiplier, which means that it turns our 4 into an 8. So essentially, we're getting just a big, like I said, an upfront boost of power that will slowly get worse over time. So hopefully that can be parlayed into the late game. Our next boss for Ante 2 is we get 0 discards to start, which is fine by us because we're trying to avoid discarding anyway. Okay, so interesting thing here, always look at your blinds, your upcoming blinds, to figure out what you want to do, because this says double your money, and it's very likely we're going to want to immediately use that to skip this, so we want to have as much money as possible in order for it to be doubled, right? So normally when I see this, reduce price thing, I buy it immediately and then immediately spend the money on the reduced price stuff. But because there's nothing here that what I would really want, this one's okay. Plus 10 multiplier if you have a flush, which of course all of our hands we play are going to be flushes. So it's just a net plus 10 multiplier. It's fine. It's eternal though, and this is not a late game scaling joker, which means that because it's eternal, I'm stuck with it forever, and I'd rather... If this didn't have eternal, I would definitely buy it, is guess what I'm saying. Because then I could use it for the early game power and then sell it in the late game when it stops being as useful. Okay. 1350, right? We just got 600 off of our one hand there, right? Because of our ramen. So if we get lucky, we get some kings in hand and play a flush, it's very possible we could get enough to beat this in one hand, if not two hands. So what I actually am going to do is I'm going to buy nothing here. I'm going to absolutely nothing. I'm going to go next round. I'm immediately going to skip this to get $15 more, up to 30. And then I'm immediately going to play against this and hopefully beat it in one or two hands here. We have a king. So what we're going to do is we're going to play everything but the king of spades, and then we should get enough to beat this in one hand. Is what I'm hoping anyway. I didn't do the math. Not quite. Not quite. Actually, not even close. Wait. 7? Huh. That was a lot less than I thought. This stinks a lot because... we have 4 and 4 in our 8-card hand. We have 4 hearts and 4 spades, which means even though we really want to avoid discarding, we might have to. The other alternative strategy I have is to literally just waste one of my hands to just like basically play this for like no points and just avoid discarding to keep this ×2 multiplier as high as possible, which I think is actually what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the kings, I'm going to keep these 4 hearts, and I'm just going to play this 2-card hand, get basically no chips for it. 49 chips, yeah, whatever, nothing. Oh, that was also unlucky. I drew 2 spades in my mostly hearts deck, and when I needed one more heart, I'm gonna have to waste another hand here. This is getting a little dicey because I need really badly to find a another heart here. Otherwise, we're in big trouble. Did find a heart. We actually had a good chance there of finding a straight flush of hearts if we got a jack of hearts or a 6 of hearts. We did not, but that's fine. I think we probably should still have enough with just this. I don't know, maybe? I really hope we don't lose to a random big blind. Yeah, we're good. Okay, that was plenty. Actually, that hand would have been enough to win it by itself. It was 1400. We used all our hands, which means we get no extra money from leftover hands, but we do have $5 of interest because of skipping that small blind. So now I'll go ahead and buy the clearance voucher. Now that we've gotten all the money we need from interest, I now have a discount on all stuff in shops from now on. My boss that I'm about to fight gives me 0 discards to start, which means that we're going to have to be a little careful with exactly how we set up our hands we're going to play. I think the best bet is to, once again, hope to get lucky with a Jupiter card here, and we do. So we're going to upgrade our flush. This is nice because upgrading the base multiplier amount to 6 makes all of our multipliers much better. We also are at $26, which means we are getting, if we spend no more money here, another $5 of interest from our next round. So if we think we can afford it, the best bet would be not to spend any more money. The problem is, it's a little rough. Okay, let's think. That hand we played on the last round gave us like 1,400 points. We had 2 kings in hand, and we played a flush, and we had not used any discards, so this was still ×2. So that's basically the best case scenario for us, is 2 kings in hand plus a flush, and it still wasn't enough to beat it in one hand. And this particular boss gives us 0 discards to work with, so our margin of error is kind of small. I'm going to go ahead and buy this arcane pack just to guarantee we get a little extra boost of power for the upcoming boss, because I really do not want to lose to Ante 2 again. These are interesting. So we can change the suits for more spades. You can change these hearts to spades if we want. We could get 2 more random tarot cards. We could give some of the cards extra chips. We can give 2 random planet cards. This one I don't really like right now though, because we are literally only looking for Jupiter. And so only looking at 2 planet cards is basically like the odds are not great. And this one's not great. So really our options are these 3. I think 2 random tarot cards has got to be the best option though. So we get the Steel card and the Wheel of Fortune. Let's just see. We'll go ahead and use it. We do not... The Wheel of Fortune gives you a 1 in 4 chance of improving one of your jokers, otherwise it does nothing, as you just saw there, it did nothing. This tarot card, however, is going to be helpful in increasing our chip output, so I don't think we're going to spend any more money. I'm just going to go to the boss and hope we get enough points here to beat it in 2 or so hands. We don't have any kings in our opening hand, but with the 0 discards, we can't really afford to look for them. So we're just going to have to play our flush here. Actually, sorry, before I do that, I want to go ahead and make a steel card. Steel cards give extra multiplier when they're held in hand. So I'd like to... Because this is a steel card. Yeah, something like that. We'll do this on the 9 of hearts. So now, while this is in our hand, all of our multipliers are increased, meaning that instead of 6, we're going to get a 9 base multiplier. It's quite nice. And then 18 because of our ramen. Yep. So we're going to get 1600. Perfect. Okay. So that actually really helped, that having that steel card. Now we get to beat it in 2 hands. Very, very, very nice. Did not but die to the Ante 2 boss. Moving on to the late game. Well, not late game, but at least further than Ante 2. There's 8 Antes, so... Alright. Get a bunch of money, because our interest is still pretty high. And our next blinds coming up are... This is a pretty easy boss to beat. It just gives some cards drawn face down. Rerolls the boss blind is not something we're going to want to skip, because we like this boss. It's pretty easy. So we might skip this, play this. So our next blind would be, we need about 4,000 to beat it. This is kind of an interesting joker. It makes straights be allowed to have gaps in the middle. So an example it gives is 10, 8, 6, 5, 3 is a straight if we buy this joker, because it's missing the 9 and it's missing the 7, but it doesn't matter because it can have gaps of 1 rank. This is kind of interesting because it means that we have an easier time getting the straight flushes, which as you can see here are really, really good. However, it's not that good of a late game plan, because eventually we want to just go all in on the flush. Although technically we could buy this and just try to go all in on straight flushes, and maybe that would be a better late game plan anyway. Yeah, you know what? Let's try it. Let's buy this. And I think that's all I want to buy. Although getting to 4,000 might be a little rough. Let's go ahead and re-roll the shop once to see if we get anything better. Go ahead and buy the chariot again. How much money are we getting from this, by the way? We're going to get $9, which means essentially we can still get full interest from this blind if we go down from... We're at 21 right now, we need 25 for maxed interest. So, but we're going up 9, so we can spend another $5 and still have max interest if we want. Which would mean I could buy this as well. I think I actually am going to save though. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and move on. I'm gonna skip this, get some money, and then I'm gonna play against the big blind here and see if we can't get some straight flushes going. We already have one of our steel cards in hand, which is quite nice. So here's something interesting. We're actually pretty close already to a straight flush, right? Jack, skip the 10, 9, skip the 8, 7, skip the 6, 5. So with this, we only need either a king of spades, a queen of spades, a 4 of spades, or a 3 of spades, right? Or actually any of the ones that are missing in between. So we have like a ton of chances to finish our straight flush with just what we have in hand already here. So what we're going to do is we're going to play these three. We don't want to use discards again, right? Because every time we discard, this gets worse and worse and worse. So we're just going to play this as a bad, kind of low-scoring hand, just to try to get towards our straight flush as quickly as possible. Like so. Kind of a waste of a hand, but overall I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be worth it. We have so many chances here to get it, and I think that does it actually. Let's just check here, see if this makes a straight flush. And it does. So see, it says straight flush, even though we're missing the 10 and we're missing the 6, right? But because we bought this joker, it doesn't matter. So real quick though, before I go and play that, I'm also going to make another steel card, just to guarantee that I get close. I should beat this blind in one more hand now, because this is going to give us a ton of points, I feel. But might as well just lock it in, make sure. Oh yeah, 5,000 by itself. That would have won even, yeah. So we are getting a bunch of money from that. 5 from interest, 2 from hands, 4 from this. So a total of $11. Grab that. Probabilities are increased. The 2 pairs are better. None of those are very good. So interestingly enough, just based on that, it seems like getting straight flushes actually is going to be kind of easy with this shortcut joker. So it's actually possible that what I should do is, instead of looking for more Jupiter cards to increase this level, I should look for more, I think it's Neptune cards to increase the straight flush level. And of course we find a pack of 5 planet cards with neither of those. There's literally only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And wait. Alright, I'll do the probabilities later, but there were 2 possible planets we'd want, and we just saw 5 planets, and there was only 9 total to see. I feel like these are really bad odds to miss both of the ones, but I don't know. Maybe this is normal odds, who knows. This is terrible, none of these are good. I'll go ahead and grab this one, just because why not? Reinforce Pluto as a planet propaganda. Go and buy this one. This one is a little worse odds. It's only 3 planet cards we see, but this time we actually do find the Jupiter card. So we'll go ahead and grab it, upgrade our flush, just in case we can't make a straight flush. We still want our flush level to be pretty high. We have $34 still, which means we can afford to reroll this shop once if we think we need a little more oomph for beating this boss, which I will go ahead and do, because it's not really a downside. Sure, we'll go ahead and buy this just for a little extra chips, and we'll move on to the next round, I believe. Go ahead and beat the next boss. We shouldn't have a super hard time here. Some of our cards got drawn face down here, which is not a great sign because, again, we're trying to avoid discarding as much as possible. And normally what you do with face down cards is you just discard them to draw more face up cards. But since I can't do that, or since I don't want to do that, I'm just going to play these 3 face down cards as a hand that doesn't score much and hope that we find better things. It was some fine cards, I guess. Get 270 there. Okay. So, are we at a straight flush yet? 2, 3, 4. Oh, this is a gap of 2, though. We're missing 5 and 6, so this is not actually a straight flush yet. That's unfortunate. So we're going to have to play a regular straight then. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this to get these chip numbers to be a little higher, just so that we have as much scoring as possible here. Yeah, like so. We should be getting close, even if we're not at it quite yet. Because no, actually this should be enough, right? Because we're already at a multiplier of 8, because flush is at level 3, times 1.5, times 1.5, times 2. Yeah, this should be enough, I think. It should be enough. Yeah, it was plenty. Over almost 6,000, in fact. So we beat the Ante 3 boss there. We are moving on to Ante 4 now. Get a bunch of money for that one as well. $12 whole. And let's see what we're working with. Not that, not that. Rerolls cost 2 less is kind of nice. Let's check out what we're working with though. Our boss is pretty easy, pretty simple anyway. Not necessarily easy, but we get -1 hand size. We can also get a free shop by skipping the first blind, which means we probably want to do that and go straight into this blind where we will need 12,000 chips to beat it. So our next round we're going to have to get 12,000 chips. This can be tricky for sure, but yeah, actually I am going to go ahead and spend a little money in this shop just to make sure we can get to 12,000 on the next round we play. Let's go ahead and grab this tarot pack here as well. This should give us a little extra utility to make sure we can get there. Interesting. This is useless. These are both quite good. This gives 2 more random tarot cards, which might be good. This is just guaranteed to give us a free joker, which I think is going to be better. And we are left with the walkie-talkie. Each played 10 or 4 gives extra chips and extra multiplier when scored. That's funny. I like that. That's a good bit. I don't know if you've ever listened to TV shows where people are talking on a walkie-talkie, but they were like 10-4. I don't know what it means, or if that's just like how you check in on a walkie-talkie, but I like that they that they use that as the name of the joker there for improving 10s and 4s. I think we're going to go ahead and reroll though, because we're still looking a little on the weaker side to get to 12,000. Nothing too good. I'm going to just go ahead and play. So we're going to skip here and play here. Come on. And we're going to hope that this is, we have enough oomph to get there in 2 or 3 hands. Alright, how close are we to a straight flush? Decently close. 10 king, or sorry, ace king 10 9. We're skipping 2 here. We need a jack or a queen, and then we can skip the other one. The nice thing is that we also probably don't even have to do that though, because 10s and 4s are worth so much more. We could just try to play this flush here. We have a king in hand to trigger this, and we're playing a 10 to trigger this, so this might be enough to get at least halfway to beating the blind by itself, which I think is going to be worthwhile here. Oh, it was only 4,000. Okay. Well, it's not as good as I was thinking it was going to be. I thought it was going to be closer to 6,000. Do we have another straight flush? 4, 5, 6. Nope, again, we're missing. We have a gap of 2 here. We can only afford gaps of 1. However, again, I'm just going to go actually, wait. I only have 3 hands more to play. Maybe it's better to wait on trying to find a straight flush. You know what? No, it's probably fine. Go ahead and just do it. Again, we're playing a 4 here, so we're going to get an extra couple of chips, an extra couple of multipliers. Get another, basically the exact same score. We're going to need to up the ante though if we're going to actually beat this round. Unfortunately here, we only have 2 hands remaining, and we don't have a flush to play. We have exactly 4, we have a 4-4 split, again, of spades and hearts. So as much as this entire run we've been trying to avoid discarding because of our ramen, we are going to have to use a discard here. Otherwise it's just too risky. We might accidentally throw our run away. I'm going to go ahead and discard these 3 hearts and hope that we... Yeah, I might discard this too. It's kind of tough here. I want to keep this king in hand because it's giving us extra multiplier. Yeah, I'm going to do just these three. Yeah, unfortunately we're losing a bunch of multiplier there. Again, we do not find a straight flush, right? We still have our gaps are too big here. We do have a flush to play, like so. This is not looking good. I might lose to this big blind here, just based on the fact that I can't find a straight flush. We need an extra 2,000 chips, which I think we can go get though. So, oh wait. We have to play both our kings though. Is that still enough? We only need 2,000, less than 2,000 chips to beat it. And this will give us 65 times 8. And we're not playing either of these. We're not getting anything from this. We're just getting times about 2 multiplier. So let's say 16-ish times our amount here. Our amount would be, get the calculator out again, 65 plus the value of everything on our hand, which is 46. 111 times like 16-ish. Okay, that is not enough. Well, actually, that is enough if it was exactly 16, but again, we're actually getting less than 16 multiplier because it's multiplied by 1.97 instead of 2. That's not good. We're actually not, we have not enough chips if we use both our kings there. This is really bad. All right, I'm gonna have to discard more cards here. I'm gonna discard these 3, hope to get at least 1 more heart that we can keep. We got no more hearts, but we got 2 kings, so we're still good. This should be enough now. Okay, that was bad. Really bad, really bad. We almost lost based on not having enough multipliers. Yikes, okay. So we managed to beat it, barely. We only get $9 from this because we had to use all of our usable hands. So $9 total, not bad. We are still looking at about 4,000 per hand, so we're going to be hard pressed to beat this. Our free shop here. This Joker gains multiplier every time a planet card is used. All right, let's definitely grab that since it's free. And I'll go ahead and buy and use planet card. Look at that. Increase our Joker. This doesn't actually do anything because we're not going to play any full houses other than just increase our Joker multiplier here, which is a good enough reason, honestly. This can be quite good. Did we actually get no Jupiter or Neptune again? That is insane that I've opened 2 5-card planet packs and gotten neither thing I need. Okay, whatever. Go ahead and open this as well. Add more hearts, diamonds. Select 2 cards, turn the left into the right. Make a glass card, make lucky cards. Let's do lucky cards. Our lucky cards will be some face cards here. Do it like this. Okay. And actually I'm going to re-roll because I still am feeling a little nervous about our next boss we're fighting. It might be close to time to getting rid of the ramen here, but it's still decent. I'm gonna reroll again, actually. Still at $28, so we're gonna go ahead and just use both of these to increase our multiplier. Again, I don't actually care about the hands that it's improving. I just care about getting this Joker more multiplier, so that we don't lose to the boss. All right. Well, we can reroll one more time. However, I think we should be enough. We should have enough. It's gonna be kind of close. Let's try it. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. All right, we have our steel card in hand to begin, which is quite nice. Gives us a little extra stuff to work with. This is another round where we're going to have to use discards because we only have 4 hands, and it's likely we're going to have to use all of them to get lots of points. So we can't use any of them to like get new cards. We're going to have to just discard to get the hands we need. We are Gonna need to keep this 9 and look for a 5th spade here. We're not anywhere near our straight flush, so we're just gonna go ahead and play some regular flushes in order to get the points we need. Hopefully this is good enough though. This should be, if we play 4 hands similar to this should be enough just by itself. Yeah, see, we're getting over 4,000 per hand, and we only need 16,000 to win. Get pretty lucky here by getting another flush right away. Don't have to use any more discards. Another 5,000. That's quite nice. And we are going to have to use another discard here because we only have 4 spades. Discard these 2. Not bad. Oh, sorry. Actually, we want to play the 4 instead of the 8 because it will give us more multiplier. But I think we should be fine here. I'm hoping anyway. This will get us close to 16,000 by itself. That's my guess. Yeah, we only need 200 more, so it's very... Ooh, we don't have a flush to play, but we literally are only 191 chips away from winning anyway. So we just need a hand that has enough points to do that. It's 2 pairs should do it actually, I'm guessing. I really hope so anyway. That's the best hand we have, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Let's hope this gets us at least whatever I just said, 200 chips or something. We're good, we're good. Barely got over the mark, but we did get over the mark, so on to ante 5. So, we are gonna get our $9 from this round. And our next boss is all face cards are debuffed. Our skip option is to make our next shop free and give planets. This one we actually definitely want to skip because it's going to increase this Joker a bunch. So I actually think I'm going to play the small blind for this ante rather than the big blind, and then skip the big blind to increase the Joker, meaning that we need 20,000 for our next round, and we're just going to go ahead and open both our Celestial packs immediately so we can get this Joker better. There's no way. Okay. Okay. Already, I think the odds are in my favor if I open 5 planet cards and there's only 9 planets to look at, and there's 2 favorable ones. I think already the odds are in my favor if I open a pack of 5 of them to find at least one. What are the odds that I opened 3 of those packs of 5 planets and see none of the 2 in any of those packs? That is actually insane. That is insane that I've managed to be this cosmically unlucky. And again, none of the cards I want. That's fine. We'll just go for 2 pair, I guess. Even though these are not the planet cards we want, it's still helpful because it's increasing our multiplier. We can increase our interest amount, but I don't think that's going to be something we're capable of doing this game. We're kind of on a tight budget as it is. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to use a reroll to try to find a better Joker. Did not find a better Joker. I'm going to go ahead and just use this Pluto card in order to increase my multiplier again. And we'll try to get into the next round, and hopefully we'll find, what did I say, 20,000? Hopefully find 20,000 chips, not too out of reach. So we're going to select the small blind and see what we can do. Our flush and straight flush levels have not moved in quite some time, so it's likely that we are not scaling well. We did find a decent opening hand though, because we don't have to discard to find what we need. We already have a flush, and we have a king in hand to add to our multiplier. So hopefully this is a lot of chips. I think we're still in okay position for scaling into late game. We are in a little bit of trouble though, because it's possible we lose to this small blind. We're close to a straight flush here, because we have queen, skipjack 10, 9, and then we just need a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my discard, which I don't want to do, but I'm going to have to discard these 3, I think. Maybe this one too? No, just those 3. Oh, we drew 3 spades. Okay, we're gonna have to use another discard because we got literally 0 hearts there. We did find a jack, so we can play a flush here. Unfortunately, we can't play a straight flush, but we're gonna have to just live with it because we're out of discards. So let's see what we get out of this. Our multiplier is going down a little bit here. Oh, we got the lucky. That's good. The 1 in 5 chance off of the heart to increase our multiplier. Okay, that was really good. That actually, hitting the 1 in 5 chance on the queen there was quite good. It gave us enough to win the blind in 2 hands, which is going to be very helpful for us. I think we don't get this still. I am going to buy and use this just because of the increase to the multiplier on our joker here. But I am going to need a better joker. So I'm going to go ahead and buy this pack here. Nope, can't do that. Retrigger the first card played in scoring 2 additional times. I guess we go for that. Like, it's actually not even that good. My guess is that we're just done for. I can get rid of this because it doesn't seem like it's actually as useful as I thought it was going to be to get straight flushes. So we're going to sell this. We're going to grab this, the hanging Chad. And then that's a voting reference, by the way. Back before we had widespread electronic voting in our elections. God, we are in so much trouble. We are in so much trouble. Because I want to skip this really bad, but then I need 40,000 for my next round, which is not, it's not looking doable. I'm gonna go ahead and reroll. Okay. We'll go ahead and use that. And we'll go ahead and use this as well. We do upgrade our straight flush now, so if we do find a straight flush, which we just made it harder for ourselves to do though, because I got rid of that joker that let me make straights easier. But if we do, we are in really good shape. I'm going to reroll a couple more times though, just to find a little bit more something for our chip generation. We are definitely in trouble though, because this is only, even though we've used a bunch of planet cards, there's only ×2, right? So we've only used, what is that? 10. We've used 10 planet cards, so this is a ×2 multiplier. This is less than ×2. This is less than ×2. This gives just like +4, which is fine. Like we are in some serious trouble. I'm gonna have to reroll one more time here. See if I can't find. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and use this. Again, if we find a straight flush now, we're in business, but it's just unlikely to happen. This is a joker that doesn't give any chip bonuses. It literally only gives you tarot cards for opening booster packs, which we cannot afford right now. We need as much chip production as possible because we are in danger of losing. So we're going to go ahead and skip here and hope we can get to 40,000 chips for the next. We still don't find. Okay, when was the last time we found a Jupiter card? I feel like it's been a million years since we found any Jupiter cards. This is becoming almost comically unlucky. Well, whatever. I think we're doomed, but we'll see what we can do. Also, all face cards are debuffed at this boss, so it's like, I think this also turns off the Baron, because it debuffed means they don't have abilities. Actually, I don't know. Maybe each king held in hand gives... No, I think it does. So I think that completely turns off our Baron here, which means we're just basically done for. I don't think there's anything we can do. Unless we somehow find a straight flush, I think we're just donezo for this run. So that's going to be our goal this round, to find a straight flush. We only have 2 discards to work with. What's the best way to find a straight flush? What's the middle of a... Is it 8? Wait. 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, Ace. 6. And then below 8 is 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, so yeah. So 8 is in the middle of our values. 8's in the middle, which means that everything around 8 is the best chance of finding it, right? So we already have 9 and 6, so I should discard these, I'm guessing? Something like this? Try to find... Actually, 4, keeping 4 could be good, because if we find the 5, we're pretty close. Wait. So we need 8, 7, 6. No, I guess if we find the 5, we don't even need the 4. I don't know. I think we're just done for. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try to find a straight flush here. We found another steel card, which I guess helps. Not that much, though. I can try just to play this flush here, right? Because we have 2 steel cards. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near enough chips, though. Let's play this hand and just see how many chips we get. Let's just see what we're sitting at chip-wise. Less than 10,000. Yeah, so we are in so much trouble. We are in gigantic amounts of trouble. In fact, I would go so far as to say I don't think there's a way for us to win this round unless we somehow get a straight flush. But even then, I don't think it's quite enough. Let's discard... Okay, so King, Queen. Jack, 10, 9. Alternatively, Ace, King. No, we only have 1 discard remaining too, so we're like even more constrained on that front. I guess what I could do is I want to try to keep these in hand if I can, because this will make some of the other hands better. Let's just play... I could play a flush like this, gets rid of my steel cards in hand, and then I'd have to hope for a straight flush of spades. But I have more hearts left in the deck right now. So hearts would actually be easier to go for. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just discard these and hope that we get there. Actually, let's discard this too. This seems like not useful. We're out of discards now. Okay. So how do we make a straight flush here? What hearts do we have left in the deck? No King of Hearts left, so we can't use the aces for our straight flush. We have mostly all number cards left. We have both the 10s. We have both the 7s. We have both the 6s. So funny enough, it's actually the steel cards that have the best chance of giving us the straight flush we're looking for. Still no 3, 4, 5. Still need a 6 and a 7, which we do have 2 of each in the deck, and I have 2 hands remaining. That last hand actually gave me 17,000, which is pretty good, so it might be better. I think we're actually good to go if we just play something like this. This should be enough to get us there, I'm hoping, because we have both steel cards, and all of the cards are scoring because none of them are face cards, and these are still multiplying. Can I do this? Can I choose which one triggers first? Okay, so yeah, this will trigger a bunch of times and give us a bunch more multipliers, and then we'll multiply those multipliers 1.5 twice, and then by these. So hopefully this will be enough to just win outright. It is. Okay, perfect. Oh god. Okay, I was really stressing there. I really thought we were done for, but luckily the the multipliers were just enough to get us there. Oh god. On to ante 6, I think we are at the point where the... Yeah, okay, I was going to say they're scaling really fast now. So like that last one was 40,000 that we needed to beat the boss. The next boss is 72,000. So it's scaling significantly faster now. We're going to skip this blind for sure because it gives us 2 more planets for the constellation to work with, which means our next blind we have to beat is 54,000 chips. So 54,000 is the amount we need to hit. I'm guessing that we're going to need a lot more Joker multiplying if we want to get there comfortably. So let's go ahead and open this up. First played face card gives ×2 multiplier when scored. Flushes give plus 80 chips. Face cards give plus 30 chips, and adds the number of times poker hand has been played to the multiplier. So for flushes, we'd be adding 20. That's actually probably the best one, even though this one can be nice, just plus 20 to the multiplier when we're already, you know, we have all these other multipliers. I think it's just the best. So we're going to take this and probably get rid of... I think this is still useful. I think 1.75 is still better. I think what we're going to do is get rid of the walkie-talkie, actually. Although this one is actually not even that good if we don't have the walkie-talkie. Yeah, let's get rid of the hanging Chad. So sell that. And then immediately replace it with the supernova. Yes. Okay. And then let's go ahead and also reroll real quick, see if we can get some more planet cards. And we do. Go ahead and grab this. And what is this? Don't want that. We'll reroll one more time. And we'll go ahead and use this as well. See if we hit the 1 in 4 chance. We do not. And that's actually all I want to buy. I think I should have enough after switching that Joker out and increasing my multiplier by more. I think we should be fine to skip this and get to 54,000, and pretty comfortably, I would say. I think we're not in much danger here. I still have not found a Jupiter card. Is this still level 3? Oh my goodness gracious. I think I've opened 6 packs of Celestial packs and have not found a single Jupiter the entire time. That is genuinely insane how unlucky that is. That is actually like the most insane odds of not getting something that should be very easy to get in a very long time that I've seen. But whatever. Gotta keep on trucking. Again, I think we're still pretty safe to beat this next blind, but it is very annoying that our one hand that we want the most is like one of the lowest levels that we have. Kind of insane. Alright, so once again, we don't have to worry about too much here, because I think we should be pretty safe. We still want to try to avoid discarding when we can. Unfortunately, this hand is not one where we can avoid discarding. So we're going to discard these 2 in order to try to get keep the king and the 9 in hand for this, and try to play a flush of spades. We just need literally any spade here. Perfect, that's a spade. So we go this. No, actually we want to keep the king in hand. Play these 4. So this is going to trigger the walkie-talkie. This is going to trigger walkie-talkie. These are both going to trigger the Baron. This is going to trigger the steel card. This should be a ton of chips from this one hand. Oh god. Just like hit a chord. This, I imagine, is going to be a lot of chips here. We are at 41,000. Yeah, so that one hand would have beaten that last boss we just played against in one go. So yeah, we're looking a lot better now. And then we should be able to beat the boss. Even though we're using our kings here, so we get less Baron, I think this is still enough to get the last little bit we need. So we are chilling. Okay. So we're gonna get another, what is that? 5, 6, 7. We're gonna get another $11 out of this. So this is gonna give us $11 to spend before the next boss, which means we should be, as long as we don't get, again, super unlucky, we should be looking pretty good to spend our money in order to beat this. Cards drawn face down after playing each hand is the boss ability of the next boss, so we gotta be careful about that. Means we're probably gonna have to use both our discards, unless we get like an insanely good first hand that we play. I'm gonna go and open this. Please be Jupiter. Literally, please. Still no Jupiter. Okay. I'm actually impressed at this point how reluctant the game is to give me the one planet that I would really appreciate. We're gonna go ahead and use our rerolls here. At least one, because these are nothing we want. So we're gonna see if we can get something useful. And we'll reroll once more. Retrigger all card held in hand abilities. Now this is actually interesting, because we do have two steel cards, and we do have the Baron who wants us to hold kings in hand. This would make that 1.5 multiplier trigger twice for each king we have in hand, which could be quite good. Let's think about this. I think I want this more than the ramen now, right? Or I could actually get it over the walkie-talkie. Yeah, let's do that. So we sell the walkie-talkie, we buy the mime, and then go ahead and buy this Pluto as well, just so we can upgrade our constellation one more time. How many? Okay, we have seen 8 Plutos and 2 Jupiters this game. That is insane. Alright, I'm not going to spend any more money though, because I think we should be good to beat the boss, and we are at 20 gold, so we don't want to go below 20, because that'll give us less interest. So next round, let's play against the fish. So, let's see here. We want to focus on keeping kings in hand, because their kings are obviously, very good right now. The best bet for us, we don't have to worry about the walkie-talkie anymore, so we don't have to worry about playing 10s or 4s. We just need basically any flush. So this is going to be a decent amount of chips here. The only unfortunate thing is if we don't win right here off this hand, we're going to have to use some discards and make our ramen even worse, because all of our cards we draw after playing a hand are drawn face down. And indeed, we do not beat it, so we're going to have to discard all 5 of these cards, get 5 more knocks off the ramen multiplier. And in fact, we don't even really want to play this hand. We want to use another discard, because if we play this, we're playing our king, and then we don't get the multiplier anymore. So this is actually really, really bad. I think my plan here is going to be to just discard these 3 and hope for literally any heart so we can keep the king in hand. That's impressive that we drew 3 spades when we have way more hearts than spades in our deck, and we needed to literally 1 heart. The good news is, even though we got very unlucky there, we did draw at least a king of spades as one of our spades we drew, so we still get the multiplier from having a king in hand. It just would have been better if we had drawn literally a single heart. This might be confirmation bias, but I feel like this game has been very mean to me as far as luck goes recently. Alright, so this is bad because we have no more discards left, right? So we just have to start playing these face down cards and hoping. We don't know, it doesn't tell us how many of each suit are left in our deck, or it estimates, because some of the cards we've discarded have been face down. So it's possible that the ratio of spades to hearts that it shows us here is actually incorrect. As it says there at the bottom, numbers may be lower due to 10 cards being drawn face down. So I just basically have to hope that I have something in these 5 cards that gets us points. I'm going to play them. Actually, wait, no, that's bad because then I draw another 5 face down cards. What would be my best odds here? My best odds would be to definitely keep the king in hand, right? Oh god, I am so dead. This is not good. I think what I could do is I could like hope to get a flush of spades by playing the 2 spades that I have face up, followed by 3 face down cards. This is interesting. I only have 2 hands left to play. So if I do that, I'd play these 5, let's say, and I don't get enough points to win, then I'm going to have all face down cards and 1 face up king. Okay, you know what? I am going to go ahead and do all 5 face down cards and just hope that we get something decent here. It is a high card hand, which is not great. Still get a little bit of chips from it, 11,000, but we need a really good hand here. So I think my best bet is to go for flush. Right? Maybe? Yeah. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 1 heart. That sucks. If we had gotten that 4 instead of a heart had been a spade, I think we might have been in enough, gotten enough points to win. But we have lost to the fish. We are just getting ravaged. Is this my 3rd or 4th run I've done on stream today, and I've just lost one after the other? This is really rough. I think I can try one more time. We're still going to go with blue stakes, still go in checkered deck. Again, that was a situation where we got so cosmically unlucky by not getting a single Jupiter card for like 4 antes in a row or something. I think if we'd gotten any Jupiter cards that run, other than like the first 2 at the very beginning, we might have been in a decent enough shape to actually do something. But it was just rough. What we're gonna do here is, because our boss is the head, it debuffs all heart cards, meaning we have half our deck not working. We're gonna have to play a little cautiously. However, because this is a double tag and because this is a free rare joker, I'm going to actually skip both of the first 2 blinds and go straight to the boss so that we get 2 free rare jokers after beating the boss here. So essentially what this means is that, yes, we're going to have to probably play a couple hands to beat the boss here, but after we do, we're going to be in such great shape that, or hopefully we'll be in such great shape because we'll have 2 free rare jokers, which tend to be quite powerful. My hope would be we can beat this in 2 or 3 hands. 3 is obviously not as good as being in 2 hands, but it's fine if we have to use 3. We are going to have to use 3 hands, unfortunate. Not too bad though. I'm pretty sure I can just play us, even though these are all debuffed, it'll still give me the base for flush, which is 35 times 4, which is certainly enough to beat the boss here. All right. So did take us 3 hands, which is, would have been better to beat than 2, but not that bad. So we get our $6 from beating the boss here. And that puts us up to $10 because we always start with 4. The nice thing is that if we spend no money here, we actually get $2 of interest on our next round. Our next boss is not that hard of a boss, honestly. So we might just... Okay, actually, let me see what I got as my rare jokers. Times multiplier if hand contains a straight. This is only good if we get straight flushes, so not that good. Upgrade the level of the first discarded poker hand each round. This actually can be good, because if we manage to discard a full flush every single round at the beginning, it does kind of use up one of our discards, but it makes us scale into the late game way faster. So that's actually quite useful. So even though it's Eternal, I cannot get rid of this. I'm going to go ahead and grab it because I think it's just that good for us early. This, on the other hand, I don't mind getting just because I sell it for $4 and it costs 0 and it's not Eternal. If it was Eternal, I wouldn't even buy it because it's just not that good. I think I'm going to go ahead and also buy a Buffoon pack just to make sure we can blaze through this next ante. Can earn $2 per discard if no discards were used. Okay, these are both absolutely useless because I want to use my discards, right? And this one is Eternal, so I guess I'll take this, just sell it immediately, which is kind of awful, but what can you do? I can also sell this to get back up to my $10 of interest, which I will actually do. Well, what can you do? I'm going to go ahead and play these rounds, though, because I want to play as many rounds as possible so I can keep increasing the level of my flush level. So, right, I only need 900 chips to win, so I shouldn't have any problem beating this, even if I waste my first discard. So see, I have a flush that I can just play, but if I discard that, it actually upgrades the level of my flush, right? Which I want to take advantage of as much as possible, especially early when it's kind of doable for me. And I believe it's only the first. Upgrade the level of the first discarded poker hand. Yeah, so I can only do it once per round, but it's fine. That's good enough. And now we just use a hand or two to actually beat the blind. And we'll just keep doing this process for every single round until the point where it's not safe for us to do so anymore. It's like where we might actually lose because if we're trying to waste a discard on this. Alright, very nice though. We're going to go ahead and get our, what is it? Yeah, $4, 2 for remaining hands, 2 from interest. And I think, yeah, none of these are too useful. We're going to go ahead and just use a Celestial pack here. And because our strategy is going to be to try to upgrade, oh, we did get lucky. We got our Jupiter. It's about a 1 in 3 chance there to get the Jupiter card, but that is perfect because now we're upgrading again. Our goal is going to be to upgrade this as high as possible this round because we started with the Burnt Joker. And next round, we're going to go ahead and again, I don't want to skip because I want to keep using the Burnt Joker when I can. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got our flush and immediately I discard the flush. And then hopefully here we will go ahead and get another flush. We certainly did. So we'll go ahead and play that. And because we're keep upgrading the flush early, we should only have to play 2 or 3 hands every single round to beat the blind. Oh, we actually almost beat it in 1 there. That's really nice. Because we are upgrading it so much early, we're going to have a very easy time scaling with the early game antes here. And so that allows us to make more money because we're going to have more hands left over and you get an extra $1 per hand left over. So this will give us $8 here, putting up to a total of 20. 20 is a good place to be because again, if we spend no money, we'll get $4 of interest next round. Nope. Nope. I might actually spend $10 between these 2 packs. We will get 2 less interest next round, but it'll make it easier for us to get stronger. So hopefully we get another Jupiter card here. That'd be great. We certainly do get a Jupiter card. Already to level 5. This is insanely good. Normally you're not to level 5 on any hand by Ante 2, so this is quite good. We'll also buy this, and hopefully we get another high-scoring Joker. This is unfortunate because I want the Ramen, the ×2 multiplier. This is the same one we had last round. Unfortunately, every single round we're discarding at least 5 cards because of the Burnt Joker. So this is going to get bad real quick. So we're actually going to take, even though this is a good uncommon Joker, we're actually going to take the Wrathful Joker here to make our Spade flushes even better. And that should be enough spending. We're going to go to the next round and fight the boss. Plan here is, once again, to discard a flush immediately. 2, 3, 4, 5. And discard. Upgrades immediately. And we should be able to, again, beat this in 1 to 2 hands here. I actually am going to go ahead and discard the hearts here, even though I have a high chance of whiffing. Okay, we did perfect. And that's because we want to play a spade flush if we can, because the multiplier is +15 if we do so. We are looking good. This is going to beat it in one hand, meaning that we're going to get a total of $10 from this round. Despite only getting 2 from interest, we're going to get 10 whole dollars, which is really nice because that puts us, again, up to 20. So if we spend no money, our interest is back up to 4. Currently, we are looking at the Pillar as our next boss. This is an interesting one because all cards previously played this ante are debuffed, which means if I play any cards against these two, they're not usable in this one. So I actually want to, if I can afford to, skip both of the blinds here. And luckily for me, both of these are good to skip, right? This will make me $20, and this will give me a free negative joker. So I definitely want to take him up on that offer, go straight to this boss, which means the next round I need to get 5,200 points, but that, as we've seen, is very easy for my deck to do. This is quite good. The Stencil Joker is good because we're about to get a negative joker, which doesn't take up a joker slot, and this wants you to have as many empty joker slots as possible. So I'm going to buy this, and I'm also going to buy this. Actually, I'm not going to buy this or this, and the reason being is even though these would be good to get, I am going to double my money after right after this. And so if I have more money to double, obviously that's good, right? It's better if I skip this to get $12 than it is to spend 7 and only make 5 off of skipping. So I'm actually going to hold off on buying anything right now, even though it would definitely be good. The only thing I could consider doing, if I really wanted to, is buy the voucher here, because getting a free extra discard is quite good with the Burnt Joker. But honestly, with our setup right now, I don't even think it's necessary. So I'm going to go ahead, skip that entire shop, skip this, get 12 more dollars, and then immediately skip this as well. And then we're just going to go straight to the Pillar. Once again, going to go ahead and use our first discard of the round to immediately upgrade our flush. Go ahead and discard those 5. And this should be very easy to win in one hand here because we have ×3 multiplier now. So we'll just play a flush. We don't get this doing anything, but that's fine because this will be plenty by itself to just fully shoot us up to enough to get... Oh yeah, plenty enough. Yeah, that's perfect. So we are going to get another... This is going to be even more. This is going to be... What is this? $12. 12 whole dollars for this. $12 into the bank, and we are rich now. We're at $36. Our negative joker isn't great. It's really, really pretty much useless. However, it's a negative joker, which means it doesn't take up a joker slot, so there's basically no reason not to take it, right? Even though it's eternal, it doesn't really matter because there's no downside. I'm going to buy it. You can see here this still says ×3 because even though it takes up a joker slot, it gives me a joker slot. So there's basically just no downside for taking negative jokers, basically ever. And I'm going to go ahead and buy a Celestial pack here. And we don't get our Jupiter we wanted, but that's okay because we can go for the Neptune in case we get a straight flush. We also want this one to be a decent level. Yeah. So we're looking at our next ante 4. First hand is drawn face down. Not the best. This is actually going to turn off and make it so we can't use our Burnt Joker on that boss, but that's kind of fine. Create 2 common jokers. Probably am not going to skip that because I don't want to have jokers clogging up my joker slots because I want empty joker slots. And probably won't skip this. I'll probably just play both of these. So my next blind, I only need 8,000 in order to beat it, which we are already capable of doing. So I don't need to feel pressured into spending any money. So I won't. We'll just immediately play against the next blind. We're going to discard a flush as per usual. Alright. One thing that's interesting here is because it says the poker hand has to contain a pair, that doesn't mean I have to play a pair. It just has to have a pair in it. So what I can do here is I can actually, instead of playing the 5, if I play the 3 here, I'm still playing a flush, right? But, as you'll see here, when the Joker goes to activate, it will still add the 50 chips. Just watch. So I still do plus 50 chips, and that's because it contains a pair of 3s. So even though I didn't play a pair, I played a flush, it contained a pair, which means this still gives us our benefit. That's why I was saying it's basically no downside to take this, because it doesn't take up a Joker slot, and it still occasionally gives, you know, some benefit. This is pretty useless. It just gives multipliers that go down over time. And this is better. I'm literally better off having a no Joker in that slot than this, you know, okay one. I do want to buy this Spectral Pack, though, because these can be quite impactful. We have destroy 1 random card in your hand, add 4 enhanced cards. Not great. Add negative to a random Joker, -1 hand size. That's actually really interesting, because adding negative to my Joker means that it's this will go from ×3 to ×4, which is pretty good. -1 hand size is rough, but I'm kind of down for that. What else do we have? Destroy 1 random card in your hand, add 3 random enhanced face cards, and create a copy of a random Joker, destroy all other Jokers. Interesting. Create a copy of a random Joker, destroy all other Jokers. If this didn't say random, I'd actually be super down for it, because I would just copy this. Unfortunately, I don't want to do it because it's random. This is also random, this is also random, so I only want to do this. I'm going to take this, it's going to make the Wrathful Joker negative, right? So that means it's not taking a slot, and then this goes to ×4 instead of ×3. Perfect. I'm going to skip the rest of these because they do not seem to be worth the risk. Now, my hand size, unfortunately, is now, I don't even know where to, how do I see my hand size? It doesn't show it anywhere. But anyway, it's now, my hand will be only 7 cards instead of 8, which means it's a little harder to consistently get a flush in my opening hand. The chances go down a little bit, but I think it's worth it to just have the raw extra multiplier. I think it's gonna be worth it overall. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually save my money. Nothing else here that I really want. I'm gonna go to the next round, play against this. And we did get lucky. Still managed to draw a flush in my opening. So see, we only have 7 cards instead of 8. But that's okay, because we still got lucky. We still managed to upgrade the flush to level 9. And we don't actually find another flush to play yet, but that's okay, because we can just use another discard here. No downside to just using another discard to find another flush. We actually did not find another flush, which is unfortunate for sure. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play these, and I'm just going to have to hope that I don't have to use too many of my hands unnecessarily here, because I'd rather obviously save my money if I can. The more hands that I don't play, the more money I make. This one should get 12,000 pretty easily, though. Yeah, very, very easily. Okay, almost 3 times as much, in fact. So 34,000 per hand played right now means that we are pretty easily going to beat this boss, even if our hand is drawn face down and we can't use our burnt Joker. We're still looking pretty good. None of these Jokers look very good. This is not good, and this makes our cards face cards, which we don't have anything that synergizes with that right now. So instead, I'm just going to use these packs to hopefully get some interesting effects. Alright, we get to choose to destroy up to 2 cards, make them diamonds, make a steel card, create planet cards, create tarot cards. Definitely don't want these. Steel card could be interesting. And planet cards is just random, and tarot cards. So it's really not even, it's really just between Emperor and Chariot, but I think Chariot is actually better because Emperor could give us, you know, some of these things that I don't even want. Chariot's guaranteed to be something good. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on this 6 of hearts, I guess, making it so that we are able to get occasionally free extra multiplier. And I'll go ahead and buy this pack as well, just to see if there's anything interesting in it. Destroy 1 random card in your hand. Nope. Destroy one random card in your hand. Add 2 enhanced aces. Still no. Converts all cards in the hand to a single random suit. Create a copy of a random joker. Destroy all other jokers. So again, none of these are good because none of them have guaranteed effects that will be good. These especially, adding random cards or changing the suit to random suit is really bad when I'm going for all flushes, because I could accidentally, you know, destroy a random card and add 3, you know, or 4 diamonds to my deck, which are basically useless to me, right? So these are all useless, and this one would be good, but it's just a little too risky, so I'm gonna skip all of those. Next up, we're just gonna go straight to the boss, I think. I don't think there's any reason to delay. Unfortunately, again, we probably don't get to Burnt Joker here. If I get lucky, I still can. I upgraded High card instead of Flush. Unfortunate for sure, but... Ooh. This is not good. I think we go ahead and discard like this. Ooh, this is bad. This is very, 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 very bad. This means that I am going to have to waste some hands just looking for my flush, which is less than optimal. I'm going to go ahead and just play these 4 and hope to get a couple more spades here so that I can win on the next hand that I play. All right, 2 more spades and we're good. Did not get 2 more spades. I'm just going to play this hand. Again, it stinks. We're still not in any danger really of losing because we have 2 hands left, but it just stinks that we're basically wasting money here. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. Good enough. We're basically, again, in no danger. We still had a hand left over, and this is going to be more than enough to win on the spot. But it just stinks that we basically had to, you know, waste a couple dollars there that we could be in our pocket. So instead of like 13, we're getting 11, which is still fine. We get to add a hand size though. This is quite good because normally that downside from that special card that gave us -1 hand size is a killer. This is gonna completely undo it. So it's basically all upside that we made our Joker here negative. Our next ante 5, all clubs are debuffed, so we get a free boss. Quite nice, quite nice. This is going to be something we're not going to skip this, and we're just going to play all 3. Again, we want to try to play if we can, unless the reward is very good, and these rewards are just mediocre. So we're going to play all 3 rounds this ante. I think I want to save my money. I have 30 gold. This is a Eternal Joker, which could be good, but the problem is it does give ×3 multiplier if the poker hand has been played already, but it also makes this ×3 instead of ×4. So if we need to beat a boss in 1 hand, this is going to be worse, and this will be useless against that. So the only, well, there are scenarios where this could be very good though. I'm trying to think now. Would that be worth it? You know what? Even though this is Eternal, I think I take it. I think I take it, and the reason being is that there are very few bosses that require me to beat them in 1 hand, right? Very few. So I think even though this will, you know, turn this down from ×4 to ×3, I think it's still better to make it so that the second hand I play is ×9 instead of ×4, right? So we'll buy that. We'll also go ahead and open up an Arcana pack here, just because, you know, we don't have to change our interest value at all to do so. We're going to go ahead and take the lucky cards here. So we're going to go ahead and make 2 of our cards lucky, preferably spades, since that's what we want to play anyway. Go ahead and make the ace of spades and the 7 of spades lucky. And that will be all for this shop. Next round, immediately select the blind. Once again, we get to upgrade our flush by discarding 5. Very good, very good. Very good. We also immediately get a flush to play, so we don't even have to use our other discard. Quite nice. We're going to play it. And if this doesn't immediately win us the round, the next one surely will because of that thing I just put, this card sharp. So we're doing well. Didn't win the round immediately. That's fine, because again, we are going to... Oh, we split 4 and 4 again. Unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and just discard these 4, get one more spade, and then the round will be over. This is actually going to be a good showcase of how good card sharp is, because you'll see we just did, what, 17,000 chips off that one hand. Watch how much this hand is. $70,000. So from 17 to 70,000 is just an insane amount of chips, right? Like, that is ridiculous. So that's why I went ahead and bought it, even though it's Eternal, because I think late game it scales pretty well. Okay. Our next blind is 30,000. Again, pretty easy with the card sharp and Joker stencil combination there. None of these Jokers are quite good, but I don't mind trying to test my luck here and getting another Jupiter. We don't get it, but that's okay because, you know, might as well just, I don't know. I mean, none of these are good. I'll just get this one, just for fun. Doesn't do much, but might as well. And next round, play here. We are, once again, very good to go. We get an immediate flush to discard. We are pretty easily going to beat the boss as well, because again, it doesn't really have an ability against us. We have no clubs in our deck, and also, not only do we have no clubs in our deck, but also there is there is no way we can't get to 40,000, because our second hand, or our second flush we play each round gets us like some ridiculous number right now, like almost 100,000 chips per second flush that we play. So again, look, 15,000 chips for our first hand played, and our second hand played here will be significantly more than 15,000. It'll be 94,000. So yeah, we're in very good shape as far as how our chips are scaling with the game's requirement for how many chips we win. We have a 4 of a kind Joker, a ice cream Joker, and none of this is good. We'll go ahead and buy the Arcana pack though, because there's no downside doing so. We can make a free Joker, we can convert the left card to the right card, or we can make a wild card. I'm going to make a free Joker here just because I can sell it if it's bad. Earn $1, yeah, so we just sell it immediately. We don't want extra Jokers clogging up and making our stencil worse, so we're just going to sell it to make some of that money we just spent back. And next round. Play the boss here. This should be an easy one, especially if we get a flush right off the bat to discard. And yeah, we're moving on. This will be the end of anti... actually, can I win in just one here? If I play the highest one, I might be able to actually. We're moving on to ante 6 of 8 after this boss, so we should be in decent shape for the end game scaling. It's possible we're gonna need to sell... Oh wait, no, this is negative. Never mind, we can't sell anything right now. I mean, we could, but it doesn't do anything, because these are all have to stay. They're all eternal, and the one we can sell is negative. So currently all the Jokers that we have are staying. So we're in pretty good shape for scaling. There might be... I can't think of many Jokers that I'd even want anymore, right? Because this one isn't taking up a slot. These are all eternal, so these 5 are going to be with us for the rest of the game. And we want this to keep our multiplier as high as possible. So unless we find a really good negative Joker, a really good Joker or a negative Joker, there's basically no other Joker that we would even want to buy anymore. And we are given a Polychrome Eternal Joker, which is terrible. Also terrible. And these are all terrible. Let's see what Ante 6 has in store for us. We have a very large blind, but this again shouldn't be a problem because if we're scaling as we have been, 144,000 is nothing with 2 hands worth. We're not skipping here, and we're probably not even skipping here, even though 25 gold is a lot. Well, maybe. We're definitely not skipping this though, because this doesn't do anything. So we'll need only 36,000 for the next round, meaning that we don't need to worry about re-rolling a bunch. We have plenty of chips already. We're just going to buy these packs because there's basically no downside. Sure, we'll get an extra $20. Why not? And we'll also go ahead and buy the other Arcana pack because, again, no downside. We have plenty of money. No reason not to. None of these are very good. I can technically select 2 cards, convert the left into the right. I still want to keep my deck 50-50 because it means we have a good chance of drawing a flush on turn 1. I guess all I can do is make this 2 a higher value, I guess. I can do like, instead of a 2, I can make it another queen. Sure. That's fine. That's just like an extra, like 8 chips when I play it. Basically nothing. And I could reroll once just to see. I will reroll once just to see. To earn an extra $1 of interest. This is interesting. Interesting. But again, I really don't need it right now. It's just not useful enough for me to want to buy. We're gonna just play the blind here. Hopefully, again, we get a... Ooh, we didn't. We didn't. So, this is the first discarded hand each round gets upgraded. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to waste... I'm just going to play these 4 as a hand so that I can still get my first discard to be a flush. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I am going to be perfectly fine getting $1 less from this round if it means upgrading my poker hand again. Because again, as long as I keep doing this every round that I can, my late game scaling is going to be pretty easy. I'm pretty set to just like, you know, scale into the late game as on my current course. I don't have to like increase anymore. I can basically do it as I am. So we're going to go ahead and just win. So we had to play 3 hands there instead of 2. But again, I'm not worried because minus $1 to upgrade my poker hand was basically my thought process there. Would I spend $1 of my money to upgrade my poker hand? And of course, yes, I would. So nothing to even really think about there. We are going to look at the shop here. Again, there's not many jokers I would want, but there's still other things I'd be interested in. Times 3 multiplier on final hand of round is interesting. That's another way to scale into the late game because it means we'll be times 9 or times 3 times 9, and then this will instead, because this is another joker slot, this will be times 2, which means the final joker hand, if it's a flush and I've already played a flush, right, will be times 18 from those 3 jokers. So it'll decrease my first 3 hands, but my last hand will be times 18, whereas right now it's only times 9. And so that's like a pretty decent way to scale into the late game. So I can consider this. This one is actually a real consideration. I'm going to go ahead and check the pack first, though, just to see if there's anything better. Nope. Nope. Times 4 multiplier every 6 hands played. That's also interesting. Similar to that other one in the shop, it gives a big burst of multiplier instead of a consistent times 3. Yeah, I'm just going to take this and this. Even though I don't want these, I can just sell them immediately, so I at least don't, you know, I spent $8 on that pack, but I'm getting 5 of them back, so I don't think I want this. Because this, at least, I know exactly when the giant multiplier is going to come. This is kind of random. Not random, but it's like I can't control it exactly. It's just every 6 hands. Although, maybe that's better than just being only on the final hand of a round. It's kind of close. These are very similar. I'm just going to open this pack and see if there's anything good in here. What's this? Add a red seal to a selected card in your hand. Destroy a random card to enhance aces. Upgrade every poker hand by 1 star level. That's perfect. We'll definitely use that. Otherwise, tarot card. Yeah, we're definitely going to do this. So this doesn't really matter for any of the other poker hands, but just it's basically just another extra Jupiter card that we got for free there, right? We just got another level on our flush. I don't think I'm going to buy this then, because I think this is actually fine to be a replacement for it. I'm going to reroll once, though. I'll buy this, but not use it yet. And then I will go to the next round. Alright, now I got to think. Do I want to skip this? It would give me $25, but I wouldn't get to see the shop. I don't want to skip it. I have so much money that my main issue is just scaling, and so I want to keep using my burnt joker here to discard a flush and level it up to level 15 here, more than I want to just make a bunch of money. The money is not the issue for me right now. Ooh, do we have a straight flush that I spy? We do, actually. It's funny enough, straight flushes are worse for us than regular flushes because of how much we've upgraded flush. So we actually get less chips than for an actual just regular flush, right? It's kind of funny. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the 4 highest, and then instead of the 8, we'll do the 6. Play this hand. I could sell this joker. I don't really think it's doing anything bad or good right now, so I'm just going to hold on to it because we're still going to beat this blind very easily by just playing a second flush with our card sharp here, especially because we have the seal card now. So we're just going to do this, and we're going to just fly through this round, check out the shop. If it looks like we need more multiplier for the upcoming rounds, we can sell this and, you know, put this back up to ×3, but I don't even think it's necessary. We're just getting so many chips for every hand played at this point that it's like, it seems hard to imagine a universe where we don't, or where we actually need this, or I shouldn't say where we actually need it, where it actually matters whether we have this or not. Alright, let's check this pack, see if there's anything good. Each queen, nope. These are basically useless. I'll go ahead and take this just so I can sell it immediately to make some of the money back I just spent on it. I'll reroll. I'll reroll again. One more time. Wow, those were all terrible. What's my boss again? I forget. It's just big. Okay. Yeah, no. I think I am going to sell this, actually. Like, ×4 is such a good way to scale into the late game, though. Like, maybe I don't even need this to be like, this being ×3 instead of ×2 is kind of nice, but just having that one big burst turn where I get, you know, ×3, ×2, ×4 might be better than just consistently getting ×3 from this. I think... Problem is it's every 6 hands, right? So I'd have to line it up if I wanted to use it on the later bosses anyway. You know what? I don't need to make a decision yet. It doesn't matter at this point. I'm just gonna keep playing with this, and then we'll see if it turns out later that this is hindering me. That I'll just sell it. All right. So first things first, we're definitely gonna discard a flush so we can upgrade it again. To level 16 now. And then what do we have? We actually don't have a flush we want to play. We could play this flush, but we want to keep the steel card in our hand, so we're actually not going to play that. What instead I'm going to do is I'm going to discard these 4 and hope to get 2 more spades, because spades are better to play because of that joker. So we'll discard like this. And we do indeed get another flush here. We get to keep this in our hand, and in fact, it's even better than normal because we have a pair, which is good with this. Not that it really matters; it's just plus 50 chips, but like, it's decent, I guess. Nothing wrong with a little extra Extra 50 chips. All right, halfway there already, and then of course we only need one more flush. We actually somehow don't get a flush here, which is fine because we can always just do this, play this hand. We waste a hand here, we get one less dollar, but whatever, it's not that big a deal. Very easily gonna win if we get a single heart here, and we do, so we can even keep the 6 in hand for a little extra flair. This will give us a ton of chips here. Is this our... Oh no, I didn't mean to... Okay. This is what I'm talking about. This is why this is bad, because I don't pay attention, and then it, like, screws with me. Now I've wasted my deli card here. My next hand that I play is going to be times... Oh! Oh no, okay, no, I didn't. It says active now because the next one is going to be times 4. Okay, that's not that bad then. It means we get, like, basically a freebie win for the next round. Let's see what our run info looks like. We are on ante 7. We have -1 hand size. This is not that good, so we're gonna play here, and this is not that good, so we're gonna play all 3 again. Adds the sell value of all other jokers to multiplier. This is interesting, right? Because we would add a big multiplier, which gets multiplied a bunch of times. We'd have to sell something else though, because if we buy this, then this would be ×1. There's no point to it anymore. So we'd have to like sell either the loyalty card. Oh no, wait, this is negative. So we'd have to literally just sell the loyalty card if we wanted this. But then we'd also be selling the loyalty card, so this would actually be +20 multiplier, not +22. So hang on, +20 multiplier. But this is, we're losing a occasional ×4 to the entire multiplier for a consistent just +20 to the multiplier, essentially. I don't know. I don't know. It could be interesting. It could be interesting. I think that's probably not worth, because like this is just so good at like setting up a turn where we just like win out of nowhere that I don't think it's worth. I don't like, as cool as this is that we have 2 negative jokers, so like this is a bigger multiplier than it normally would be. It just doesn't seem worth it to me to get rid of this big burst for like a consistent plus. No, like it's not even that low though. It's +20, but it gets multiplied by 2, and then on the second hand gets multiplied by 6. So it's actually +40. And then occasionally it's +120 multiplier, which is like not that bad. Not that bad. I'm gonna open this pack here. No Jupiter, unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and grab this one, because why not? And we'll also go ahead and grab... I don't know. Oh wait, it was only 1. Never mind. I was about to say another one, but that's fine. So, you know what? This is interesting. I am going to buy it, and here's why. I don't think there's a negative to buying it right now, because I have plenty of money, and I'm guaranteed to win my next round in 1 hand anyway. So I might as well just see what happens. So I'm going to buy this, right? And then I'm going to go to my next round immediately, and I'm just going to... immediately play. I'm going to see if I can discard another flush, which I can, which will upgrade again. But more importantly, I'm just going to win in 1 hand here, because this is going to multiply my next hand by 4, which is just, it's just too insane. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spades. And this should basically... I don't even know how many points we're about to get. It seems like it's going to be a ton. Ooh, I also hit the 1 in 15 to get me 20 extra dollars there. Yeah, so we made 100,000 even without the stencil joker doing anything, just because this loyalty card was set up. So that means we get a full $8, because we had 3 hands remaining and 5 from interest. And now we can take a step back and look at this shop to see if we indeed want to keep this, both of these, or one of them, or none of them. to make the Stencil Joker better. I'm going to go ahead and just buy a bunch of the packs here. There's no downside because, again, I have so much money. We miss on Jupiter, but that's fine. We're already such high level on the flushes that it's like kind of not that important. Go ahead and grab this. None of those are interesting. I could destroy just 2 low cards, I guess. It doesn't change the odds that much, right? I just have a 50 card deck instead of 52 card deck with the exact same 50-50 split. Sure. I mean, I don't see a reason not to do this. Destroy those 2 low cards. And then I guess I just like use a... Wait, am I about to hit... No, I have one more round before the boss. Okay, I think what I'm going to do now is I actually am going to sell the loyalty card here so that I can beat the next round in 1 or 2 hands without, you know, because I'm not going to have this like leveled up in time. So I'm just going to sell it. I'm going to reroll once here. We didn't find anything useful, so we're just going to go to the next round and play it, and we'll see if this shop has anything that can be better than this swashbuckler. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hearts discarded. We are getting close to the end of the run here, and it's looking pretty good, honestly. I'm pretty happy about where we're at with things, because we're just like kind of doing a decent job scaling. We're doing a decent job making a ton of money, and our multipliers seem to be at a point where they can, you know, match the late game stuff. So I can't think of much that could get in our way. We even actually are a little safer here because I went ahead and bought the director's cut. So if we need to re-roll a boss that's like too difficult for us to beat, we can. This current boss is not going to be difficult enough for us to try to spend $10 to re-roll, I don't think. But for the next ante, the last ante, if we get like a really rough boss, we can always just re-roll it if we want. So, take a look at this shop here. Perfect. That's not that. We have 2 more Celestial packs here, which again, no harm in opening. We have so much money. We can just keep looking for those Jupiter cards, and if we don't find them, no big deal. Because it's not like we're, you know, wasting the money. I mean, we are kind of wasting the money, but it's like, who cares? We have so much money. We find the Jupiter card, which we will upgrade again. And we'll go ahead and use this. Why not? We'll upgrade it one more time because there's just not many other ways we can scale right now because our jokers are kind of like locked in. I'll use 1 reroll here just to see if we get anything good. Nope, and nope. We don't want either of those. We're just going to go into the next round here. Real quick though, I need to see. I kind of didn't do the math before because I just kind of like grabbed it because I was like, oh, let's try it out. Is this even good for me to have, right? Like, plus 20 multiplier, but it turns this from a ×2 to a from a ×3 to a ×2 because it's taking up a joker slot. So is plus 20 times 2, so plus 40, better than this being ×3 and not having a plus 20? Because by itself, the multiplier is 42, which means if this was ×3 instead of ×2, we'd be getting an extra 42. But we'd be losing the plus 40 this is currently giving. So it's actually probably better just to sell this and not have it here at all, right? Did I do that math right? 40? I don't know. I'm just going to sell it. I think we're fine to sell it. It's not like it matters that much, but I think it's better to sell it than to not sell it. Okay. Where was I? Ah, yes. Okay. Once again, we're in a situation where we don't have a opening hand that has a flush in it, but I think we're so safe to beat this boss that I can actually just play this hand here and basically waste a hand so I can get a flush and then use my first discard to improve the level of our flush again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and discard all those. So we're at the 21 of the level of our flush. Our multiplier is just insane at this point. Once again, we don't actually have another flush to play. However, we're pretty close to just winning. We only have 2 hands left, so it actually is a little scarier than I first anticipated because we didn't have a flush there to play. But I think we're still fine. 1 more flush and we're good, and we have 2 hands left to find one. So, and there's a flush. So this should be enough. We need, what do we need, like 70,000? Yeah, this should be plenty, honestly. Even if we don't get any benefit from the Wrathful Joker here, I think we're just like, ×9 multiplier is just like, it's just too much. Oh yeah, that was 150,000 by itself, yeah. So, a little scary there, but we're on to ante 8s, and so there's really not much that can go wrong here. We're going to take a look at what the boss is real quick, just to see. 1 random Joker disabled every hand. This is a pretty hard boss, I would say. But honestly, there are harder ones in ante 8, I feel like. So I don't even think I want to spend the 10 to reroll it. We're not going to skip here, and we're not going to skip here, so we're just going to play all 3 in a row once again. If first hand of round has only 1 card, copy it. Nope, nope. Raise cap on interest. Nope. I mean, I guess I could do that, but it's like, it doesn't even matter at this point. I'd rather just open more Arcana packs, see what happens. Make another steel card. I think I'm just gonna make a steel card. I mean, I don't really see a reason to try to just get lucky with randomness when I could just guaranteed have a decent upgrade there. And we'll go ahead and use this. Level 22. This is an insane run for flushes. 22 is like, I think, one of the highest levels I've had since I've started playing this game on any hand. We're not going to spend any money though, because we're just going to keep our interest up. We're going to just play this here. And I think we're going a little over on time, it also looks like, but that's fine, because this will be the last run here. So we just got to get through these last 3 rounds, and we should be good. Once again, I think I'm pretty safe to just waste this hand on a discard to upgrade our level again, level 23 now. The more we upgrade to, the better our jokers get, because they're multiplying our already, you know, now massive multiplier. So I really don't see a reason to not just like always use the burnt joker, especially because we got it really early. There's just basically no downside for us. Alright, and we'll finish it off with that flush. This stencil joker is one of my favorites also. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this just like, this idea that you just have like 1 or 2 really good jokers and then you leave the rest of your slots empty is such a cool concept to me. Because normally your thought process is like, oh, I want to fill my slots with as many good jokers as possible. But this one, you actually want to just have like a couple really good jokers. Which I think is a cool idea. Alright, we are moving on to the last 2 rounds here. We'll go ahead and buy this, because why not? Again, we can get Jupiter, and if we do, it's free to upgrade it more. Didn't find Jupiter, that's fine. Not that big a deal. And we'll go ahead and open this as well. There's not much I would want here, but I mean, there's no reason to not. We spent $4 on that pack, and we didn't want this. We sell it for $4. Again, literally 0 downside. To just check to see. I'll reroll once. For each blind. Okay, this is kind of interesting, right? It's another multiplier, right? But unfortunately, because we've been incentivized to play every single round, we haven't been skipping that much, which means that it's only ×2. And so we would be turning a ×3 into a ×2 for another ×2. Wait, no, that's better. That's ×4. Right? Wait. Yeah, no, that's better. I lied. So this is now ×2 instead of ×3, but now we have another ×2. So that actually is good. It's a good thing. And we'll move on to the next round, which we'll play as well. And once again, we're looking for a flush to discard at the beginning. We don't find a flush, but again, it's just not that big a deal to basically just play a random hand so that we can get to a flush, right? Like there's just no way that we don't win, which means that there's no reason to not waste a hand making sure that we are upgrading our flush as much as possible. The reason I don't just like discard into finding a flush is because it only upgrades the first discard you do. So if I discard some random thing that isn't a flush and then try to discard a flush, it upgrades the first thing, not the second. But again, not that big a deal. We're gonna have to use a third hand here probably. I don't think we're gonna get to 150,000 with just this. We have to 100,000, not quite. So we're gonna have to get one more hand in, but it's just not. We're just in like basically no danger of losing at this point because we just have like, okay, so this one's gonna be times 2, times 2, times 3 because we played another flush. So this is gonna be some insane number here. 250,000, yeah. So we're just like really safe here, really safe from losing. I do want to think about this though because the last round says one random joker disabled every hand. There's a chance that it disables one of these multiplier jokers and we're actually in some trouble. So there's a chance I want to spend $10 to try to get a different boss. I can't remember what all the bosses are for Anti-8, but I feel like this is not the easiest one. The problem is I don't want to like spend $10 to re-roll it and then it's worse, because I feel like I can beat this one. So that being said, instead of spending money to re-roll the boss, I'm just going to try to get as much done in this shop here as possible. Nope and nope. Nope and nope. Nope and nope. And I got one more reroll in this. The Fool's interesting, but unfortunately we didn't play Jupiter last, we played Pluto last, so it doesn't actually do anything for us. So we get nothing worthwhile there. We might as well spend the rest of our money if we're not rerolling the boss though, so we'll open these packs just to see. That's nothing we want, and one more. And now we're down to $1, so there's nothing else for us to buy. And once again, we don't want any of these. So we spent all our money. We've, set up our jokers as much as we can. Now it's all up to the last round to see if we can do it. All right, so our joker that is disabled is the throwback. So we're down the ×2 multiplier, which is fine. I can actually sell it real quick, and I would get another multiplier, but I don't think it's even necessary. So I'm just gonna play a flush here, and now as long as this one isn't disabled for the next hand, I think we just instantly win. See what gets disabled. Oh, perfect. So our burnt joker got disabled, which doesn't matter. It doesn't affect our multipliers at all, and now we just win. So this is going to be a huge number because we have this active and this active and this active and this active. And if we get lucky here, it'll be even crazier. So let's just play our last hand and enjoy the win. I'm guessing 400,000. I didn't see. I think it was closer to 300,000, but it was a ridiculous number. Very, very nice. Okay, we did it. We did it. Okay, so because we now have won on, hang on. Yeah, so because we won on blue stake difficulty just now, we unlock the plasma deck, which is our new deck. Let's see here. Balance, chips, and multiplier when calculating score for played hand time. Wait, what? Win a run with any. Right. Balance, chips, and multiplier when calculating score for played hand ×2 base blind size. I understand none of that. I don't understand what that means at all. I also unlocked a new voucher, which is the planet cards appear even more in shops. Real quick though, before I end it off, I just want to like read that again. Also, let's check out what our new. So okay, we have one deck left to unlock. We have to beat orange stake difficulty. I want to see what it is. So we beat white, red, green, black, blue. The next one is oh, we have to beat several more to get to orange apparently to unlock the last one. That's unfortunate. I thought it was going to be one more. Okay, so anyway, the new one is purple stake. Required score scales faster for each ante. So this is the exact same as the green, I believe. Required score scales faster for each ante. Required score scales faster for each ante. So this just means it's going to be even more points you need for each subsequent round than what we just played. So that's cool. I imagine orange is it's probably the top one. So we got to beat purple ante, and then another one, and then we can finally beat orange to unlock the last deck. But in any case, this is plasma deck, which is the one we just unlocked. I really don't understand what this means. It says balance, chips, and multiplier when calculating score. For played hand... is this two different statements? Balance, chips, and multiplier when calculating score for played hand, and times 2 base blind size? Is that what that means? I guess that's what it means. Anyway, we'll have to check out that. We'll have to check that out next time. I am already quite a little bit over my 9 p.m. cutoff time, but that is really interesting. That is unlike any of the other decks. Most of the other decks have to do with like getting extra bonuses or changing the number of hand size or joker slots or starting with different thing. Like this is like different than every other. It's changing the way that you score, but requiring you to get more points. So like, I guess this incentivizes you because this has balance, chips, and multiplying. So I guess this means that rather than just going like heavy on the multiplier, you want to get chips and multiplier to go up kind of evenly so that you get the most chips possible. Because typically, as you saw with like when I was looking at my multiplier, my base chips and multiplier for the different hands, the base chips is almost always way more than the base multiplier. It's usually like 60, let's just say 60 chips times 4 multiplier or something, right? It's a way lower number. I guess this means that they're closer to the same number because normally when the chip number is way bigger, you want to just focus on making the multiplier as much as possible, right? Because then you multiply a bigger number. But if they're the same or close to the same, then you would want to make them both go up evenly to get the most score. I'm guessing it's something like that. You want to focus on both instead of just multiplier. But in any case, that was a lot of fun. We checked out some new jokers. We got our butt kicked a bunch of times. Finally, we managed to win. I think we did like 4 runs today, and maybe it was 5. Anyway, point is, we kept persevering. We eventually won. Got there in the end there with the... I already forgot what it's called. Checkered deck on the whatever stake we were doing. I don't know. The blue stake on the checkered deck. So I'm happy to continue playing this game. Like I said, I will probably try to check out since this. I was really thought that the orange stake was going to be the very next difficulty up, but since that appears to not be the case, instead orange is probably the top one. Next time I'll probably try out the plasma deck. Next time I play this game, I'll probably just try out the plasma deck, and then maybe we can go back to getting this stake level even higher. We'll see. But in any case, thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. I really appreciate everyone who stopped by. I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this game. It's very similar to a lot of the other games I like Slay the Spire, but in kind of a different, more whimsical way. Right? Not as like focused on beating opponents. It's just kind of like, doing math and playing poker. It's fun. Anyway, I appreciate everyone, like I said, for stopping by. My next stream will be this upcoming Thursday. Not this game. It'll be for League of Legends most likely. And yeah, I think we're going to be doing some more ranked flex if you guys are into that. But I will keep everything posted if that changes on my schedule. And if you want to check out any of my previous streams that are not currently on the Twitch channel, my YouTube channel for the VODs is linked, I believe, on the Twitch. It's under the same name, so it'll be youtube.com/Demir_agent. That's where I'm keeping all the old VODs for my streams. So thank you again, and I'll catch you guys next time.